Woo!
Yeah,
Is the name
we
up?
got sponsored
Okay.
by Skywatch.
It still says Great Debater on here. Is there a way to change that for this in Twitch? Is to put it as Skywatch?
Yeah, we're gonna do that. It takes
Okay.
adjustment. Switch takes 2 months when you put the last name in, so it's about a
Oh.
month. But that's fine. We'll change it because Twitch isn't
Oh, wow.
something we use that long anyway.
That's true.
The YouTube one will probably switch tonight or tomorrow.
That sounds good.
We'll just get it all orchestrated and set up. You know what I'm saying? We kind of agreed on a name finally, so.
Oh, and for anybody who might hop in on this particular stream, I'll go ahead and put like a link to the Discord because we got the Discord now. So
Yeah,
we can
I'll
get people
definitely do
hopping
that,
in,
yeah.
chatting there. So that way, even outside like the 8 to 11 stream hours, like
Right.
they can reach out on there and we can follow up and stuff. Once I figure out how to create a link. Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Oop, there it is. For anybody interested in joining.
There it is. Oh.
Oop, there it is.
There it is.
I remember hearing that song when I played football in like middle school, and I always thought it said "whoop that ass," and I was real disappointed to find out that wasn't the case. But I feel like they play it at like young like sporting events on purpose because of that misconception.
Right.
And it was
That is true.
it worked. It was hype. It was hype as a kid. All right. We talked about a lot of stuff yesterday, and we can go back to some of that.
Did you get a lot of it, or?
We can go back to some. Oh, what we talked about yesterday.
Yeah. Things like the gambling. We talked about AI. Well, I feel like there's a lot with AI we could still talk about that hasn't been covered. Because I talked about like surgeries as an AI possibility. We agreed that seems like a likely future. Games
it's
also
definitely something that somebody's working on. So
definitely. The question is like exactly how trustworthy will it be ultimately? Because like
I mean, I wouldn't be the one that gets the first surgery, but eventually I'd be okay with it.
Somebody has to be like guinea pig for that, and it's like,
I mean,
that's a hard thing to sell somebody on.
Not really. I mean, laparoscopic surgery is already done via manual controlled stuff like that. Like you can use like precision controls to do surgeries and stuff like that. So eventually automation would take over. I mean,
that's true. I guess you could just train it like if it can. If you have some way to like sense like the motions that people make when performing the surgery, I guess it could just imitate that. But then it has to also be able to accommodate for like people's different physiologies. Because like a larger dude might have like a different pathway to like his liver than like a smaller dude, thinner dude would. And you don't want the AI to like cut too deep in that case. For like the skinnier dude, and you don't want it to cut too shallow to try to get the liver for like a heavier dude.
She did what?
I burped and I said it. I said burp.
Thank you for announcing it first, Kim. I wasn't sure that you had burped, and I was gonna feel like I missed out if I found out later that you had burped and you didn't say nothing about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, you want me to do it again? Next time
I
burp,
what?
Out of it.
You already made an announcement. Wait, why do you need to make a bigger announcement next time? What you just did was perfect. That was the right amount of announcement.
Sure. Besides, it depends on, like, what the burping is for. It just matters. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. It matters.
That's true. To be fair, it's because I took a big old giant sip of coffee.
I don't feel like that alone is burp worthy. I feel like you need like astringent factors to justify it in that case. So I take it back. You should not announce it.
Fish sticks with tartar sauce.
Fish sticks with tartar sauce?
Yeah.
What is tartar sauce? I've never like
mayonnaise and relish is I think what it's made of.
Oh, two things I'm not too fond of. Okay. You can keep the tartar sauce.
Okay. Nobody likes that.
Nobody likes what? Tartar sauce?
Mm-hmm. I like tartar sauce. Good.
I was gonna say you're at least like one example. Otherwise,
that's a euphemism.
What is?
Tartar sauce.
Is a euphemism?
Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm
You
trying
like
to
to
figure out.
know. It's like, ooh, I left some tartar sauce on her chest.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Hey, I
That sounds
did it.
disgusting.
You
That's
are
not
the
even.
one who said it.
So we both
That is like
agreed
a
now.
thing with some folks, right? Like food fetishes.
Never been interested in food fetishes. That never ever was a thing for me.
Well, I wasn't saying for you, but I just mean like in general. There are people who have that, and I think it's like
Impulse
it's
control.
harmless, I guess. So it's finally like it, but it is odd to me.
Kim, do you want to eat a donut off my ding dong? No.
No, I don't, because I
No.
value my life, and Jamie would fucking kill me
Oh, that's fair.
instantaneously without hesitation. So no, I do not want anything to do with anything that has anything to do with your ding dong.
Well, that's your only deterring factor. So if it was somebody else than Josh, would that change the scenario?
Yes, it would.
Okay. We'll set her up on the corner then.
That means you do
I didn't
indeed.
say any random person. He said if it was somebody else.
Yeah.
Depending on the person, it would change my indication.
Okay, give an example of a person where that would be, or don't actually. That's kind of, you don't have to answer that. I guess.
Especially since she has a boyfriend.
Yeah, well, I was thinking like she would just say her boyfriend. Like that seems like the logical direction to go with that.
Yeah,
but
that's the last guy that's getting that.
I don't know. Maybe she'll say like Jackie Chan or something. I couldn't think of like a good example.
Jackie Chan.
Johnny Depp.
Sure, why not? He's famous.
I would eat a donut off of Johnny Depp's dick. Yes.
You don't even know who's done
or
dick
Jake
and hold
Shields. I love Jake Shields or Jason Mayhem. Absolutely.
What the
hell?
hell?
You know Johnny Depp's dick and hold it. Let's be honest.
Oh, Mayhem's not his actual last name. I was gonna say what person gets the opportunity to be born with the last name Mayhem? That sounded wild.
I don't think that's his real last name. That's just his whatever stage name. But his real first name is Jason. I don't think Mayhem is his last name, but although he could have had it legally changed to Mayhem, I don't know.
Ooh, you know what? I wouldn't blame somebody for changing their name to something like that too. Mayhem. Hold on. What was Elon Musk's kid's name again?
His name's Miller.
Oh yeah, Jason Mayhem Miller. That's right. That's what he goes by. His thing is Mayhem. That's his stage name. It's cool. I like it.
He's like a $125.
He's the epitome of attractiveness.
Do you guys know the names of Musk's children? Because these are fucking insane, actually.
He's got weird names like 11 and shit like that.
Who names their kid 11?
No,
on purpose. For real.
This one's it's. I'll put it in the chat because it's hard to even describe what this looks like, and then it has like the enunciation for it, and it's enunciated.
Wow, Cayden. I don't know what just happened, but you started echoing bad.
What the hell?
I turned on the echo cancellation.
He just talks too much.
That's true.
Whoa.
Is it too much? Talking too much is like
not a real name.
The goal here. It's pronounced X-A-12. X-A-12. And they got nicknamed X, and there's another sibling who's nicknamed Y born a year later. Whoa.
I don't know what kind of crazy bitches he sleeps with, but they're definitely crazy.
That's actually nutty.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
X of the dark side roll.
Yeah, that's the other one. That's the one nicknamed Y. And then Techno Mechanicus, like this person was born to be a robot at some point. Like he is hoping to cyberpunk this kid, I imagine, with a name like that. He had twins named Strider and Azir.
That was Grimes.
That's what I was wondering, because I know I know a male Grimes. It says in parentheses Claire Elise Boucher. And then Siobhan Zillith, and then okay, the name's not publicly disclosed for that child. And then with Justin Wilson.
Claire Boucher.
Is it Boucher or Boucher?
Whatever, but she definitely looks like somebody that would name her child that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it is like an out there name.
No, I mean like
no. Claire Bouncer is not out there. That just sounds like a normal name. So I don't know why.
Yeah, she's the Miss Marvel or whatever. Captain Marvel or whatever. She's in the Captain Marvel movie.
That's the same lady.
Yeah, the actress, Canadian actress or whatever.
Elon Musk had kids with her.
Yeah, he's a billionaire. He can have kids whoever he wants. It's just kind of weird.
I suppose
Kim was already offering up her womb the other day. Let's be honest.
Was what?
Kim was already offering up her womb the other day. Let's be honest.
That is true. You usually kind of say that, implicate that, Kim.
Did I?
You did. You
didn't implicate. You flat out fucking stated it.
Billionaire. Well, I guess we said billionaire. We didn't specify Elon in that like hypothetical, but he's a billionaire, so he kind of fits the criteria.
I mean, that's true.
That's what she looks like.
She's pretty.
That's not Miss Marvel, is it?
She plays in the Miss Marvel movie. I didn't say it was fucking Miss Marvel.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying she was the lead role. Okay.
She plays in the
her track Oblivion, saying the song is
she's
about
a musician.
The song is about being violently assaulted, and it made me crazy for a few years. Got really paranoid walking around at night and started feeling unsafe. That's kind of wild. She's like successful. She's got money, so that's still like a fear even they have.
He used to date Amber Heard too. Yeah, and the kids with her though.
He likes to shit the bed.
No, that's probably why he dumped her. Like, whoa, what the fuck?
No, that's why she dumped him. She dumped all over him.
Oh, I said dumped, not jumped. Ew. But yeah, so that's the, she's got.
Grimes, like the albums Grimes has are kind of out there.
I finally got into my Discord.
She has, yay.
Slowly but surely getting all my accounts back.
Who's Mama? Oh, never mind. I was like, who's Mama Bear? I'm like, it's you.
Me. That's what I just said.
Yeah, I just figured that out. I'm a little slow. Town's back that way. But yeah, hold on. But like, this is what the bitch looks like, okay? Apparently she has kids, and he pumped and dumped her, and then went on after that. Like, he has kids with him, and just like moves on. He's like, yeah, I'm done with her.
Was her parenting respect? Don't name my kids this, please.
Do what?
It says Elon Musk apparently didn't respect her parenting wishes, and I imagine I could see that like the name scheme might be.
Might have started off in a bad relationship and a bad thing.
Yeah, it's like they got all the way to marriage, they got the kids, and then it says girlfriend, not wife, but like they got all the way to the point of kids, and then they were just. And another tweet, the Shinigami Eyes explained that she had chosen to voice her concerns publicly because Musk had dodged all her attempts at communication. Wow, he really did just like impregnate her.
Ghost her ass. Well, when you control Twitter, you can go to somebody's ass.
I suppose.
Permanently blocked forever.
That's wild. And did he really just block? That's kind of. Yeah. There's some cons there's some points in the con column for old Elon Musk.
What's his new girlfriend's name? I can't remember. There it is. Ashley. No, is her name Ashley? Hold on. Yes, Ashley St. Clair.
Which that's a cool name. Ashley St. Clair.
Siobhan Zillis.
Any name with Saint in it just automatically sounds 10 times cooler. Patrick's like a common name, but you put St. Patrick, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, that goes hard.
Oh, that's who he's currently dating or whatever. At least he was in 2025. You got a picture of her? She must be ugly.
Whoa, Josh. You gotta click away from that. You can't.
I didn't do that on purpose.
I know.
I typed Ashley St. Clair. Everybody saw that, right?
Is she like, okay, now I gotta look this up, but I won't put it on stream. Is she like a porn actress? Is that why?
I don't know. It says
right-wing
influencer, author, political commentator.
One of right-wing ideologies, including anti-transgender activism, though expressed remorse for the latter in 2026. Had a child with Elon in 2024.
Okay, here she is.
Oh, right. She's Floridian.
Well, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, she could have been from anywhere.
It's amazing what women will do for a billionaire.
Yeah.
I need to go get into that business. What's that? Being a billionaire?
It is kind of a business. Like once people hit that $1 billion mark, like people stop referring to them typically as like the thing that they did to get there, and they just like Jeff Bezos, like
Well, at that point, they're a
Amazon
fucking
took off-
philanthropist.
Yeah, exactly, and that is, I guess, kind of the catch-all term for that.
That Shiv and Gillis,
like the Great Gatsby.
Huh. She's just kind of like a normal woman. She's not really like she's pretty, but she's not like, you know,
Like
supermodel pretty like the other
model.
one was. Yeah.
I feel I see it. Yeah, she just looks like an average person in Florida. I feel like I've seen folks that look just like her before.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! Zillis joined Neuralink, a company founded by Musk that creates brain microchips. That's how he saw it. He just erased himself from her mind. She doesn't even know she used to date him.
Oh, he straight up like Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Minded her. That movie.
Yeah.
Most complicated but also fascinating thing I've ever encountered in my life. Yeah, Neuralink, it makes sense. Brain surgery and psychology are like two of the most complex like fields outside of like quantum mechanics and space travel and shit like that. But those are like
that's a way to get away with it. We're just gonna erase it, dude. No more problems with that. You know what I'm saying? Like ever again.
That's something we gotta like worry about, and because at the point where people do have Neuralinks, like you really could just get your memory wiped by like hackers.
Agreed.
That's
hacked one of my children away.
Or just like
it'll be like on what was that?
Could it change your personality? That I feel like might be a possibility.
What the hell was that movie? It's got what the hell's her name? The girl that played in I think it's the girl that played in what the hell's it called? Evolution.
Oh, Evolution? I don't remember her name. Was it it's not the lady who plays Dana Scully, is it?
No.
That's right. It's Fox Mulder's in there, but not Dana.
Yeah. David Duchovny, man.
David Duchovny.
I love him, but that's not even my favorite show of his anymore. Now my favorite show is what the fuck's it called?
And the lady you're thinking of might have been Julianne Smith. Is that her?
No, yeah, Julianne
or Julianne
something.
Moore.
Julianne Moore.
Two different names.
Julianne Moore.
Okay. But Fox Mulder's in a new show.
Well, not new, but it's a newer movie.
He's got a lot of movies I'm not really familiar with or shows. David Duchovny. Because I only recognize him as the X-Files guy. I don't think I've seen any of the other ones. I've heard of Return to Me and Beethoven, but I've never even seen those.
I'm trying to think of the name of the movie. Hold on. Like, she gets her children erased from her, and then she starts to remember her kids, that she had kids. Help me out, Kim.
He was on Twin Peaks, apparently.
The girl, it was like a girl and this guy, and they get their kids erased, and she starts to remember who her kids are. Do what?
It's called The Forgotten.
The Forgotten? Is that what it's called? The
Forgotten. The redhead in there. She played in I want to say she played in one of Jurassic Park too, but I don't remember.
Yeah, she played in Jurassic Park too. Yeah, it's her. But yeah, like she goes in this and like they just erase her children from her.
What does that mean? Like they just disintegrate into dust? Like
yeah, and for some reason the bond is like to test the bomb.
They didn't actually erase them. They abducted them.
Yeah, they abducted them, but they erased like any memory. They wallpapered over her walls, everything, like, and then they erased her memory. It's a pretty cool movie though.
What the heck? I gotta check that out.
That's what we're looking at with Neuralink here.
You're right. Like that is like a genuine concern.
Well,
Neuralink.
also, like Okay, like I'm wondering if like you put in the Neuralink and say it has a thing you have to roll back your software. Do you forget all the stuff you learned since then?
Sounds like when you get a virus.
Maybe. I don't really know.
Like,
I'm not looking.
You get a virus and you have to. Yeah, Jamie hit it spot on. You have to get a virus. Like when you get a virus and you have to
roll back your data. Yeah. Do you lose all the shit? Centralized backup.
That's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Oh, you do on a computer, but I don't know if like you lose all your data.
I know that's my question. Though. I know you do with computers and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me
Stop being so smart today, baby.
The way it works on.
You do what with who?
Brain-computer interface translates neuroscience and actions. Clinical trials. People are using Neuralink devices to control computers and robotic arms with their thoughts. Yeah. That's crazy. They're already connecting to computers and shit.
Yeah.
That's scary because if the computer gets a virus and then like you take a virus file on accident and then it's just in your brain, that.
Yeah. I know it's not much, but so far we're up to 21 subscribers.
Woo! So, that's a lot to me.
There you go.
You asked me, that is a lot.
Well, considering we've only been on less than a month, that's actually pretty good. But
it is. It's actually fantastic.
Take a shot for every subscriber, we don't get alcohol poisoning.
Take a shot for every subscriber.
Oh, you heard me.
I heard you. Yeah, that came through. I like the idea. That might be bad for our like
liver
or liver. Isn't it both? It's alcohol affects both, right?
It's liver.
Just the liver?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is there really no correlation with kidneys? I don't know.
I don't know, but I think Shaggy and Codis are just like
it's very low.
They're playing far away footsies. Like under the table.
To be fair, I just don't have anything like.
Come on, we just
prevalent to bring to the conversation.
You don't have any thoughts on Neuralink? Are you excited? Are you scared? Or do you think it's got like silver linings?
Oh, this is
I don't know what it is.
It could be like, 21 shots sounds like a lot since last time I couldn't keep up with you.
Or that too. You could have commented on the shots.
We're talking about liquor here.
Would you take a shot for each subscriber every time like anyone joins?
No, because I'm not gonna like wake up tomorrow and have like 50 fucking subscribers and I gotta drink 25 shots.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess I would. Yeah,
I'll do it.
Like I'm gonna die.
I do it. I mean, I'm down. We buy some more alcohol first.
Maybe we do like beer shots, like just sips of beer, so that way it doesn't get to a unhealthy level.
No one likes beer.
I don't drink beer. Beer is yucky.
You're right.
The girls are just gonna have to die, okay?
I'll take one for the team and do vodka shots.
That's brutal. That's brutal. Already like 21 vodka shots. That's lethal almost.
Oh no, dude. You can ask Josh and Kim. When I moved in with them, I would walk around with a coffee cup and just drink vodka like it was water.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie can drink vodka like it's water.
That's insane. I love vodka.
Like it does not phase her at all. I cannot do vodka like Jamie can. I can do Jack Daniels the way Jamie can do vodka, but not that.
That's
not actual vodka. It's too many. Yeah, Jack Daniels is whiskey.
Okay, then you can just do whiskey and she'll do vodka and I'll do something that's sane and healthy and not gonna like put my liver at risk.
And I'll run the defibrillator so that all you fuckers don't die.
We'll all have alcohol and Cayden will be sitting over there doing shots of V8.
I'm fine with it. Like I'm down. When are we doing it? Like, can we do this right now? I have a little bit of Jack.
I don't have. I'd have to borrow some from my brother if we wanted to do that. I mean, it would get the conversation rolling. I imagine. I feel like it'd put us all in a very loopy mood. Hold on,
the drinking's fine. The drinking 25 shots is insane.
That is true.
Like it's kill you. I don't care if you drink it all night. 25 shots is equivalent to almost 2 cases of beer. Do what?
How about one for like every 10 subscribers? That way it balances itself out a little bit. No, but
like.
But then what happens if we wake up in the morning and we have 1 million subscribers? Then we have 500,000.
Shit goes viral overnight. You wake up here like I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
That is 500,000 shots.
It's real nice to know you guys.
I would die before I got that far, for real.
You never know what's going to get you subscribers. Like you can get literally thousands of subscribers overnight. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah.
Something goes viral and you're like, bam.
Especially when you put a challenge like that out there, like, oh, for every 10 subscribers, we'll do one shot. They'll absolutely subscribe just so you get fucked up.
To death. You'll have so many subscribers, you're going to die.
And I'll see if like how we'll balance that out. Because I like the idea. No? Okay.
No, I'm fine with that. No, I'm okay with drunk debating. It's kind of like drunk. You ever seen Drunk History? Love that show.
Drunk History.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just drink debate.
Drunk debating. Are you sure you want to get me drunk and talking on an app where other people can hear me?
Yeah.
No, that's a good idea.
It's one of the things where you're actually pretty useful. Do what?
I said she's mutable.
Oh yeah, we can mute you. Like, all right.
That's true. You can always mute me if I get out of line. Yeah, if I start going too far.
Provided everybody else is not too drunk to like recognize when you've gone too far as well.
Right. Yeah, that part. Oh, it sounds like a great idea.
We need like a designated driver moderator for that.
Well, I'm in front of my house.
We need a designated muter. He'll be the designated muter.
The only problem is,
Josh, your mom is always the designated person. Make it her.
Well, it's gonna have to be because if me and Jimmy are drunk, then I can't have the kids here. You know what I'm saying? Like she don't watch kids. So.
That's true. So there you go, Jamie, or you. I don't know. If one of y'all are gonna be sober anyways, I'll keep the moderator. Or I will. It depends. Let me see. I'll be right back.
You'll get some alcohol, aren't you? He's getting some alcohol.
I want alcohol.
I have some.
No. God damn, what's wrong with you?
What? You can't tell me what to do. You're not. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can drink right now if I want to. You're at least a five. By the time you got here, I could drink what I have up there. There'd be nothing you could do about it.
I could do something after the fact.
Would stick your hands down my throat and make me puke?
That too. But I was thinking punch in the gut to puke.
Well,
but I won't do the punching.
I will.
Jamie said she'll do the punching.
I need protection. Help. Somebody do a help. Help.
See, it doesn't work because if you get protection for Jamie, then I have to then I have to protect Jamie, and then it's just an vicious endless cycle of violence. You can't beat up Jamie. You can't get somebody to beat up Jamie.
You can get someone to try.
I wasn't going to. I was just going to get somebody to protect me.
Protect you from what?
From you.
Somebody to take the shot for? What am I going to do?
You said you were going to punch me in the gut.
No, I said I will have Jamie punch you in the gut. She volunteered.
Oh, well.
I would never.
Then I'll prevent them from being able to hit me.
Your boyfriend will be standing there. You'll be like, hold him to the left, to the right. By the end, he'll be beat up, and then you and Jamie just walk off and go get a drink or something.
Oh my god, just hit her and get it over with.
Like, psh. No, we won't let you. Nobody's punching Kim, okay? Shaggy, I know you were thinking. You're thinking, man, I'd like to punch the shit out of her. But no.
That was gross.
That was nasty.
Apologies.
You burped like a boy.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. No, but yeah. So anyway, when we were talking about movie Forgotten, that's a good movie. You should watch it. I'm surprised you ain't seen it.
It has feels though.
Of course, it has feels. It's about children. Like, you're gonna have feels.
It's about a lot of kids.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you feel bad for them. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great ending though.
Well, just why don't you ruin the whole fucking movie for people?
Well, at the beginning, no, I'm just kidding.
She's ruining the movie. Don't let her do that.
My great ending could be the whole world ends and nobody gets their kids back. They'll come to me, but you don't know.
That would be.
That's true.
They really would.
But I'm not paying for that.
We have 15 kids now.
Yeah, I'm not paying for that. Well, we already got 7. Like, we don't do anything.
10 more.
10 more? That's
At
17,
least
not 15.
I want at least 12 more babies. At least.
How the hell are you going to raise 12 babies?
On hopes and dreams.
That would be it, too. Could you imagine if he had to support 7 kids? I'm just
You're
saying.
funny.
That's a lot of diapers.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, you're like, like you're not like the best mom in the world. You couldn't support. Like, I don't even think Jamie could take on 7 kids. I mean, she has struggles with 5. Granted, the kids are extra dicks because they're my kids, but still.
Yeah.
They're a special kind of dick, but
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
I love them though.
They're good kids. They're just assholes.
I'm not sure you can say those both in the same sentence. They're
They can be good kids and assholes.
I'll give you a chance to convince me.
Well, you know them. They're your kids. You know how great they are.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I think he gets naked when he goes in there because he always turns off his light and dims it. Everything's like he runs around naked and goes, like an idiot.
Ew. Gross. Nobody wants to think about that.
What not quiet?
No, everyone else. It's just me and Ken.
Yeah. Well, just Shaggy hadn't been talking at all.
He's
said,
been
like,
quiet.
hi and said like 2
He's
things.
observing.
Observing? I know.
Yeah.
Who's he observing?
Me. Maybe he's doing secret spy work. You don't know.
Maybe. Okay. There he's Cayden.
Hey, so we had eggnog, and it's been in there for a while. So if I tried even 2 shots of that,
Ew.
I might have actually died.
I just want this to be clear.
Hmm?
In the 40 minutes or whatever we've been talking, our subscriber base jumped from 21 to 27, so that's up by 6.
Dang.
Hell yeah.
I have a feeling our talking about the subscriber thing may have something to do with it.
Maybe,
Oh, God.
Maybe. At the moment, people are like, wait a second. They can get alcohol poisoning if I subscribe right now?
Yeah, that's
on
what
it, on board. That's the way to do it. Hey, maybe we'll just keep promising to do stuff if people subscribe and then like I don't know. I feel like it stops at kind of like the alcohol thing. I don't think there's we get like 500 subscribers. We'll go to a pool party.
Yeah, who's ready to take 6 shots?
No, I don't want a pool party. I like the drinking thing better. That's way more fun.
You can do both. You can drink at the pool party.
What if me and Jamie eat a piece of sushi for every 10 subscribers?
That's weird.
That's specific. I mean, mukbangs are a big thing, so like people do watch people eating, so that's got a market of its own too.
I just want to point out that you know what I'm saying, it can jump in a. I think it's because he possibly Cayden circled around and then everybody was talking about that. We do have a couple listeners. You know what I'm saying?
We do.
They're probably like, hey buddy, go fucking sign up just so they can shots.
You get the whole family together and try to get us drunk.
You know how I know? Because I absolutely would do that. If I was listening to a stream, they're like, oh, they're like, hey Mike, sign up for this. go subscribe.
Do you? I don't do that. I've never like subscribed just because of some kind of incentivization for it, but
it depends on the incentive. That would be funny. Like,
that's true.
Kim and Jamie with alcohol poisoning.
That would be a wild night. And then the next day stream we could talk about their poisoning. Like,
they wouldn't be up the next day. They'd lay in bed all day throwing up and bombing.
Well, they wouldn't be on, but we could talk about their alcohol poisoning while they're out for a day. But
you get the point, and it only grows from here. Like it's small numbers now, but eventually it'll be 100 a day or 200 a day.
At that point, like that's a lot of shots to keep up with. So we'll have to find some kind of balance for that if we're gonna do that. I feel like 1 every 10, 1 every 50, just kind of like adapt it as it goes along.
Yeah, bad idea though. I'm just saying.
How about 1 cigar per subscriber?
Ew, we'd be dying of fucking smoke inhalation. Like we would.
You're right. Okay, 1 cigar puff. So like each time, if one person subscribes, you gotta light it up and take 1 puff, and then you gotta put it back out. And then if another person subscribes, you got to relight it.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing alternatives on the table. Some options. Nobody seemed on board with the tobacco variant, though.
No. We could do like a money incentive thing.
Okay, for every 5 subscribers, I'll give Josh $1, and for every 5 subscribers, Josh will give me $1.
Just gonna be passing a dollar bill back and forth.
Yeah,
yep.
Basically.
Well, until like 5 people subscribe at the same time, and then we got to figure out how we're gonna get like $4 more to transition.
We just pass it back and forth. one.
Yeah. It's just kind of neutralizes out anyway.
Just saying, right now.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I know.
Shit. Kenny hasn't responded. I was kind of excited to get Kenny on just because he was a new person. He's online. He's just playing Arc Raiders. He's my buddy from, well, we didn't even hang out that much in like high school, but like his like friend circle aligned to like my friend circle. I went to his like graduation party in 2018.
Is he the one you used to play football with?
No, I don't think he's ever played football.
Right. There was a black kid named Kenny that used to play football with.
With us?
Yeah, he was on your team.
Named Kenny? I don't know him. I remember Jaquarius. I don't remember Kenny. I remember Jaquarius. I remember Dalton. And then Dalton like was at that graduation party as well. But like I didn't really know like many of the other folks on the football team at the time. Oh wait, I think I do know who you're talking about. Kenny was like the really buff kid, wasn't he?
Who? Yeah.
Kenny.
Yeah, pretty stacked.
Yeah. I remember in high school he was even larger. He had actual abs in high school, and he like that's not exactly common.
But yeah, like
Drunk
I said,
history. I'm looking at it now. This does look pretty fun.
What, drunk history? Drunk history is
yeah.
awesome. Like you get one person that'll be telling the story about like, but they'll be hammered, so they'll be like, and then Abraham Lincoln said, "Well, fuck you, Southerners," or you know, like that. They'll just like,
yeah. I like that. I like the dramatic tellings of historical events.
That's what makes drunk history so funny.
Right.
Funny enough that it won some awards for it too. It got nominated for a bunch of awards, and it won like 3 of them. Art Director's Guild Award. Suitmeister.
Yeah, he's one of the Twitch followers.
Wait a second. Hold on, I think I know who that is. I believe that's a friend of Kenny's.
Okay.
I know who that is, but if they're just like watching, and they're not like intending to join, I don't want to like give out their name or anything like that, even their first name. But I do believe I know who that is. And that's wild. Which means I feel like Suitmeister is probably one of the folks who was like trying to egg on the drinking aspect.
Agreed.
But yeah, Drunk History won American Society of Cinematographers Awards. So I guess like you can get awards just by being drunk and talking about shit. Outstanding costumes. They have costumes in Drunk History. They like reenact stuff. Is that?
Yeah, they do. Right.
Oh, I thought it was just okay, I see it now. This is hype. I have to give it a watch. I can probably see like a clip of it real quick.
Hold on, I'm gonna share one.
Okay, yeah. Or I'll stream it. We can do the show it, so we can show it while we're talking about it.
It did happen. You're just not understanding. Hello, my name is Nate Torrance, and today we're going to be talking about the truth of the Roman Colosseum, strength and honor.
Cheers, Nate.
This is 2,000 years ago, AD CE. Everybody knows the Roman Colosseum from the movie Gladiator, which is my favorite movie. Gladiators fight animals, they fight prisoners, they're awesome at it. They're like, I am the best at killing things. I'll kill anything they put in front of me. Going to the Coliseum to watch a gladiators fight is not that far off from taking your kid to a baseball game. Kid and a dad come in, but the kid's like, I brought my glove. I'm so excited. Do you think I want to catch a head today? And the dad's like, maybe if you're lucky, but if it's a head from the other team, you got to throw it back because those are the rules. So the gladiators are getting ready, and
the audio's coming through.
It's like, citizens of Rome, I present to you tonight, for the first time ever in the history of this Colosseum, tonight is the Naumachia. Oh, you don't know what that is?
No, but the way you said it makes me excited to find out.
Nobody knew what it was. Everyone's like, hey, what's going on? What's the Naumachia, sir, sire? The emperor snaps his fingers. 1 million gallons of water start to come into the Colosseum. It never had happened before. Crowd's going crazy. What are we going to see right now? But the gladiators are freaking out. They're like, oh, I didn't sign up for water. The emperor was like, get on a boat. You're going to do it. You're going to do it tonight because it's the Naumachia. And before you knew it, this is where I think the rest of this story will be better in my hot tub.
What?
Okay, so the gladiators are backstage, and they're getting in boats. And they actually brought boats in. There's gladiators, they're fighting. And the people are like, we're in the splash zone. And so the gladiators, they're all wet. And they're like, what are you going to do? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
See?
It seems like a perfect show.
It was a one-off.
What do you mean it was a one-off?
It was a one-off. They only did it one time.
I know what a one-off is, but I'm just saying, why did they only do it?
Because the emperor's like, these logistics are insane. I don't want to fill this thing up with water every time. I got wood floor. It's too much work.
Did you know they have a Naumachia on Gladiator 2?
Shut up.
I haven't seen Gladiator 2. Is there really?
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I don't. That's crazy.
That's actually fantastic. We could do skits like that. That would be really hype.
That's cool, but like, yeah. But that's what Drunk History is, and it's a pretty fucking great show. So
that I gotta actually sit down and watch it. I feel like I would learn so much in such an entertaining way. Naumachia, I've never heard of a Naumachia now.
I don't know how accurate it is, dude. It's Drunk History. I'm just saying.
No, the Naumachia is a real thing, apparently.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do it as a fucking book report on Drunk History.
No, but like, I don't know if you aren't gonna like do the actual research of the history yourself. Like, this is the second best thing for a book report. So you know that at least some things will be right. And what are the odds of teachers seeing the show too? You know what I mean? Or professor, or whoever like the report would be provided to your book club.
All right, Kim, wake up. Wake up.
I am here.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Oh yeah, I'm here too.
I know Shaggy's listening. He's quiet. Kim usually doesn't shut up. So, like I said, y'all either playing footsies under the table or.
She's not denying it. She's giggling instead.
Yeah, that's a yes. That's a yes.
Oh my God, the Naumachia was massive. It was 2,000 combatants and 4,000 rowers.
Don't be yawning already. It's only 8:45.
I'm not yawning.
Yeah,
that was me.
I'm not yawning. You're yawning.
Well, if you yawn enough, that's gonna end up being true. Yawns are
yawns are contagious. They spread like wildfire. Even over the internet, they're like, I hear yawn and then I have to yawn. Yeah.
Although apparently it's not true that it only happened once, because they did it again. They did it in 46 BC and they did the Naumachia in 52 AD. So like 100 years later, they did a second one.
Okay, so he lied. See, that's why you can't trust that Drunk History. But
yeah,
it's funny.
But it gives you a baseline to like look into the thing, and then that way, you know, I still got.
Yeah, it's like Wikipedia.
Well, okay, you say that. I'm over here using Wikipedia, so you. So, do we want to trust drunk history on this, or do we want to trust Wikipedia on this? Because they both have like questionable, or logistically, you know.
Yeah, I don't trust
uncertain, I
them
guess.
all that much. I trust them to get names right and shit, but that's about it most of the time.
For Wikipedia or for
Wikipedia.
Okay.
And the reason I don't trust them is because like they flat out told me we will not change something even if you find evidence that it's true. I'm like, holy fuck.
I've heard the opposite because, like, from what I understand, some dude got like banned from Wikipedia because he was 0.6 inches off on a particular like ship vessel's measurement.
Yeah, he probably thinks his girlfriend, but the point was like,
maybe.
The point was Wikipedia. I personally have had them argue with me about that. And it wasn't like they were like, oh, this is why you're wrong. They were like, even if you give us something and can prove you're right, we still wouldn't change it.
Like Wikipedia really said? Wait,
Wikipedia really said that. Do what?
Wait, how did you like find out about this?
I was trying to change something, but I couldn't change it, and so you can go in there and ask the moderators, and I explained to them that, you know, and that was about fascism. I was like, fascism is actually left center, and it is left center. It's not far left, but it's left center. And we got into an argument like about it. And he's like, and he wasn't arguing anything. He was just like, yeah, it'll always be right wing no matter what. Either means they think anybody left of communism is right wing, which is bad, but the part that bothered me was the fact that he said even if you found conclusive proof, we still wouldn't change it.
Yeah, that is like
that's my problem with it.
Even like, if they wanted to argue with you on like the rest of it, especially for something like fascism, because like everybody it seems like has like a different idea of like what fascism lines up with and what like like characteristics define it. But like if you can give them absolute proof that's where like fascism lands, and they're like, yeah, we'll just disregard that. That's not in good faith of what Wikipedia is supposed to be.
And there's nothing good faith about Wikipedia. It's just
I'll have to take back the $5 I donated to them.
I've never donated to them because of that.
I like it as a source. Like it at least gives
they're
like resources to get to like other things.
But they're becoming less and less reliable because they're becoming more and more.
You think politically motivated?
Yeah, politically motivated. A lot of the people that run it are. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if that's Wikipedia's position. I just know that was the moderator's position on those pages. And the fact that that was the moderator's position on the pages means that it won't change. You know what I'm saying? I could have made a bigger to-do and been like, wrote fucking Wikipedia and you know, saying what he said, but blah, blah, whatever.
Yeah, if you wanted to make that change happen, if you harass them hard enough, like eventually they'll consider it seriously. Maybe they won't do it, but I suppose that's true. They could also
have you seen CNN and fucking MSNBC lately?
Oh, I haven't even bothered to like look at their articles lately. For
and
that and like Fox, all three of those, like I'd rather just
Fox will largely ignore stuff, which is bad, but it's not like, but no, CNN literally did things like fiery but mostly peaceful protests when they were burning everything down in Minneapolis. Fiery but mostly peaceful protests. I'm like, yeah,
fire in Minneapolis.
Yeah, this was back in 2020.
I wasn't familiar with this, but this also goes back to that whole thing that we were talking about, where it seems like people get different angles, like fed to their feeds, and then like I never see. Oh, I'm seeing fires from a day ago, and well,
yeah, they're doing it again.
2 firefighters burned battling fire in Minneapolis. Apartment fire displaces nearly 24 residents. This is a major fire, apparently, like recently. But you said in 2020.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it was like 2020 or 2019, like when the Kenosha, Wisconsin, whatever. Like,
164 structure fires from arson that occurred on May 27 to 30, 2020 during the George Floyd protest.
But there's the thing. They're like fiery, but mostly peaceful protest. After a police shooting, I'm like, what the fuck is peaceful about that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I guess they mean like maybe it started.
They calmly set the fires. They didn't just run around like maniacs. They slowly went over there, rubbed 2 sticks together.
That's wild because wasn't George Floyd? Didn't that happen in 2016?
No,
that would have been like.
Yes.
Was it really that recent? It was 2020. It was 2020. I don't know why I thought it was older than that.
But yeah, but the point is that I'm like, okay, that's not even trying to be, you know what I'm saying? If they're like, we had some fires, probably, but most of the protesters are peaceful, but we did have some people setting fires and shit like that. At least that would explain it some. Well, like, good guy, you guys aren't even trying.
Well, is that just like the title of the article? Was that where it said like?
No, that was the Cameron or whatever, the fucking thing that was on while the guy was casting his the news.
Oh, okay. See,
this was a video.
Snippets, I didn't see it, but if you mean like the text that like lists at the bottom and like scrolls across the screen, like was it that section?
Yeah, the Chiron.
Is that what that's called? What, like named after the centaur?
I don't know if it's named after that. But yeah, like. All right, here, I'm going to share it with you. This is a screenshot from it, but this is. Everybody was pointing out Washington, everybody, because they were like, holy shit.
Let me click back over. I was a little too busy like rabbit holing into the Chiron Centaur because that was the first thing that popped up. Oh yeah, fiery but mostly peaceful protest, and then like if you look in the background, maybe this is like meant to be satire. Like maybe
this was CNN. This was live news coverage.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. The
really guy was fucking with you, maybe.
Maybe like, no, I think I don't even mean like intentionally mess with you. I feel like I don't know what he says, so like I'm like maybe he's being sarcastic. Maybe it's just like, oh yeah, no, this is mostly peaceful, and then like they literally show like a burning background. That's a widespread fire too. Those cars are messed up. Those cars are like in the middle of it.
It's running interference for things. That's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. What do you mean? Running interference for things?
Yeah, like you run interference for stuff. You know what I'm saying?
As far as the fire?
Hold on a second. Here, since this has come up as a discrepancy, we're gonna share it.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna show the actual video. That way you can draw from yourself the conclusions.
I would have taken you at your word if like you had said that.
Multiple locations that have been burning in Kenosha, Wisconsin over the course of the night. A second night since Jake Blake was seen shot in the back 7 times by a police officer. And what you are seeing now, these images came and come in stark contrast to what we saw over the course of the daytime hours in Kenosha and into the early evening, which were largely peaceful demonstrations in the face of law enforcement. It wasn't until night fell that things began to get a little bit more contentious. Things were thrown back and forth. Police started using some of those crowd dispersal tactics like tear gas, even playing very loud sounds to push them out. And then what you are seeing, the common theme that ties all of this together, is an expression of anger and frustration over what people feel like has become an all too familiar story playing out in places from across the country, not just here in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
All right, so we did clarify that like what they mean is that it started peaceful and then like escalated to that, which is like the only way it would have made sense.
That is not what that Chiron says. Not even close to what that Chiron says.
No. The Chiron does not say that. It doesn't clarify. But they have so much space. I feel like I don't know how. Let me do like a little test here. How many characters is this? Fiery, but mostly peaceful protests after police shooting. I'll put that in the public chat. And then like how would we word it to be more accurate? Like protest turn fiery after police shooting.
All right. Well, let me ask Kim. Kim.
What?
What do you think about that Chiron versus the video you just saw?
It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Shaggy?
I'm kind of in the same boat she is.
Oh no, who's steering the boat? It better be you, because you don't want Kim steering the boat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the caption didn't make sense for you guys. How would you guys reword it to match what the guy was saying?
Started out peaceful. Now things are starting to burn.
See, I feel like we could even take out the peaceful aspect.
Protests are never truly peaceful, so
they are. I mean, there was plenty of them during Martin Luther King.
Most of them aren't though. Like most of them turn bad fast.
The only ones I've gone to were like extremely peaceful and calm.
You've been to a protest? What protest did you go to?
I went to No Kings.
Seriously, you went to No Kings?
Yes,
Where
I
in
did.
fucking?
Out here. I don't want to like give away my location, but like this area, they had like a couple of spots. I got
was like 5 people there.
No, it was a big turnout. There were some Republicans there too, and that really surprised me.
There was.
I didn't realize they were Republicans until I started like having conversations with them, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm Republican, but I don't like this particular Republican candidate." Was what she said.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
So I feel like we can do this. This is maybe what they should have gone with, was peaceful protests turn fiery after police shooting. And then that helps kind of succinctify what he was trying to say.
At least it's honest, but I mean, the point was that, people aren't even trying when it comes to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what they put on there, but you can't be like, oh, and this wasn't the only one. This was just a major one that was so blundering that there was no choice but to, like, you literally type that phrase into it and they'll come up a little long spiel about all the stuff about it because it was that
unclear.
People are like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I don't care if you like Trump, hate Trump, and I don't even think this was Trump related, really. I think it was just, about the police, hating police or whatever, but...
For which one? For the protest that turned fire? The January protest?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't imagine it had anything to do with Trump. It doesn't mention any, like, relation to him, so I don't think it had anything to do with him.
Well, that's just like, what the fuck's the point of a No Kings protest?
It's because he straight up had said at points that he thought of himself as a king and was wanting to. Hold on, because where's that Time magazine thing? Trump King. See, he made like a weird comment on like a magazine claiming, "Oh well, holy shit, I wasn't even expecting this. This one's new to me."
What?
Oh, I could pull up. Hold on, let me close out some tabs so it's less cluttered on my side, and then I'll stream it.
Yeah, like just get rid of the porn before you send it up there, okay?
Yeah. All right, I'll get rid of it. Don't worry. There you go. Perfectly PG-13 now.
It's not.
There's like one cent like cuss word in the Google search.
It's not showing. You gotta.
Well, I just closed out the tabs. I was just letting you know I'm updating you that that's what I was doing. But here we go.
Okay. There we go. Oh,
okay.
Wow.
It's like these kinds of things.
Okay.
And then there was like mostly it was a protest against the convention for third term presidency in, I think it was 2025. I don't know if it may have started in 2024. Yeah, this kind of stuff. The Trump 2028 like claims that people were putting for. Proposing an amendment to the Constitution of the United States to provide that no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than 3 times.
Okay, why is that a problem? I mean, why is that a problem?
What, allowing a third term of presidency?
Yeah.
I would say for the same reason George Washington was disapproving of the idea of a third term, which is that like if you have somebody who can stay in, like once you get past the 2-limit term and you've already like pushed it up, then like the next president could push it up to 4, the next president could push it up to 5, and eventually it could become.
Let's see, and FDR was in there for 4 terms.
FDR. Oh, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Yes, and I think it's retrospectively bad that he had the third term. It should have gone on to another person because, like, the thing with the presidency is like the best way to settle on like things that do make the public entirely happy would have to be consistent shifting through presidents. I'm even open to. I feel like Congress and Senate should have term limitations as well. They don't really have that. So like those positions, like when new people and new ideals like come into age, it's still maintained by like the same people. So There's no like adjustment.
But yeah, but I don't understand what that has to do with kings. In fact, we're about one of the few places that do have term limits.
It is catchy. Like that's the thing. They think that Trump's aiming to get more like.
What, he's gonna stay a fifth term? I doubt it.
What, stay a fifth term?
Yeah, like he's gonna hold out 4 terms? I doubt it.
I don't know what you mean.
You think he's got another 16 years in him? Because I don't think so. I think he's got the rest of this term, if that.
But there is like a couple of cases where like presidents, like their lineages would become president later on. So like Bill Clinton and then Hillary Clinton.
FDR's kid didn't take over after 16 years.
He didn't, but like the other thing that people were worried about was with Barron Trump. They feel like that if Trump gets
Barron's not old enough.
He's not old enough. But that's not the point. Like the point is it's opening up doors to give more control to the president, or rather more like sustain and more influence on society for a longer period.
Somebody could just say, you know what? I think a president should only have 1 term or 1 year, like dictators used to have. In Rome, dictators only got 1 year. That's what Julius Caesar broke, was the 1 year thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like where are you going to draw that line? 6 months?
Well, we've drawn the line at like the 2 terms for a little while now.
For a little while,
technically, but I feel like 2 terms is fine because then you get 1 president. That's enough time a president can come in. They can adjust.
Sure, you're rationalizing it after the fact, though. What is your moral issue with 3 terms if they change the Constitution to do so?
The longer like a president is able to stay in that position, because it is the sole position with like the most influence over the country, arguably, like we could argue like the other 2 branches have equal influence, but it's kind of separated amongst a bunch of people. For like an individual, the presidency is the highest position. So like if I don't
even know why we don't do 2 5-year terms to cover a whole decade. 2 5-year terms to cover a whole decade. I don't know why
we that'd be okay. I feel like going from 8 years to 10 years, that's close. Like you could give that you could argue that gives the president a little more wiggle room to adapt to like changes from the previous president if people didn't like that presidency's changes. But 3rd term going towards like 12 years. I think once you get to the 20-year mark, I think that means that 1 person has influence for the entire duration of a generation. But people kind of like change within that generation, and 1 president's ideals will not like reflect that. Which is why like going from 1 president to another president like gives more variety, and then the things that stay and stick from those presidencies are the things that like are the best aspects of the presidency. But like the longer a president is able to stay in office, like if a president could stay for 30 years, that would mean that they have only their like beliefs are influencing the country for that 30 years.
Which turns it into a communist dictatorship.
If they're reelected, but communist dictatorship, Shaggy?
Yep.
Which aspect? What part?
The fact if you're able to take take the presidency past its legal terms.
Okay, so like if you put like if a president stayed for five terms, that's like a communist.
No, it would turn it into a communist dictatorship.
Would it?
Why would it be?
Because there is only one side of the belief at that point, which basically only puts everybody else in that same position, which will influence every generation forward.
Only if he's reelected.
Yeah, but at the same time, like the government itself has told us the last 3 elections were rigged.
See,
and that's like.
But then again, if you think about it too. Why don't they? Why is it that they only allow terms for presidency but not Congress?
And that's what I was saying. Is like I feel like Congress and senators.
Well, because it takes a long time for bills to pass.
That's because of the fact that Congress itself are the ones that make the laws to make this forward. That's why the president is just a puppet.
No, actually, right now that's stated by the Constitution. What makes the laws. All right, just like in the Constitution, the original Constitution, there was no stated law. It was just a best practice to quit after 2 years. There was nothing concrete until FDR decided to go again. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just did 2 years in honor of the George Washington tradition, and then Democrats decided, yeah, we're not going to do that no more. We're just going to keep taking power.
Well, that's the thing.
It's
is
been
that,
a power struggle ever since.
And that worked for a while, like to where people didn't like re-elect presidents for a third term after George Washington. So even though there wasn't like a hard rule against it, that did seem to be what people settled on as like the best frame of presidential.
No, people didn't run
for a long time.
People would have like okay, and you could ask people today. There are people that would elect Barack Obama if he could run.
I do see that, yeah, because like when Trump started talking about it, people were like, "Well, what if we voted for Obama?" And I think that's bad as well. I think Obama had his opportunities and times to do what he needed to do as president. Like he might have like new ideas now, but like it's time for somebody else to take over. It's time because we won't settle on like, what's best for everyone if one person is in office for too long and their ideals are the ones that get passed.
The presidency isn't like a kingship. It's not. It has limitations, extreme limitations on it. You know what I'm saying? And
it's supposed to, but now there's like presidential immunity and stuff like that.
Presidential immunity was always there. Have you ever heard of a president being charged for a war crime?
No.
Have you ever heard of a president that did a war crime?
I feel like you can list a number. Well, not directly. I don't know a person that themselves have performed a war crime, but
I mean, Trump ain't out there on the fucking field doing war crimes.
Yeah, but they can incur or encourage things like because Trump did encourage insurrection, and that would be considered like treason. So that kind of falls as
where did he encourage insurrection?
January 6th.
He did what? What did he say? That's your linchpin. He definitely.
Hold on, I can pull it up. I can also pull up Grassley, who was Trump's own, like appointed FBI member, I believe, and was very pro-Trump.
No, Grassley is a Congress member.
Is Grassley a Congress member?
Yes. Oh, sorry, Senator. I think Senator Grassley.
Because he's the one who. Hold on, I can pull this up for you. Arctic Frost investigation.
Chuck Grassley. Yeah.
The FBI had investigated or acquired Trump's phone at one point, and on it they did see that he had encouraged the Jan 6 insurrection, specifically because John Eastman had a memo that had information from
Look, I'm willing to take any data you're willing to give me, but you actually have to give me the data.
I'm getting it. It's not coming up as the first result, but I do have a government link from last year, assuming that they didn't like take it down or something.
I mean, you know, for the love of God, they're like, he's a Nazi. I'm like, he is not a Nazi. Nobody's a Nazi anymore. I mean, like, there are Nazis in prison.
Neo-Nazis.
I don't care if it's neo-Nazis. Like, they're such a small sect of society, mostly ran through the prison system.
Which I don't know why we're talking about Nazis, or what that has to do with this. I didn't say he was a Nazi or anything. I just said the.
No, I'm saying that, as far as I understand, and I follow this stuff pretty intently, so I don't know where you got that Trump instigated it in any way. I do know that a few days before he offered the National Guard to them, and they refused it.
Well, he pardoned all the insurrectionists, and the insurrection
that's
was
different. Saying somebody should not be in prison for a long period of time is not the same thing as saying that some of those guys were in there over 4 or 5 years for just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Do you think 4 years in prison is too much time? Because I do for most of them.
I would have to see the individuals themselves and like look at what their involvement was. But
well, the majority of them, of 1,600, do what? Yeah. All right, one thing at a time. First. That's fine. One thing at a time.
You can continue. I'm a little distracted. Yeah. I don't want to.
His brain can only process one thing.
Okay. Well, I'm reading words, and then so there's like the sound of the words is like being resounded in my head, and then you're also saying something, so it's like it does muddy it a little bit, like phonetically. But Gov. Grassley Johnson make public whistleblower records showing DOJ FBI.
This is fun, Cayden.
This is fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
I like it. I like these kinds of discussions, and I get to like show some of the stuff that I was looking into last year, which I haven't really had like much opportunity to talk about with people. Okay.
Okay.
So Grassley Johnson make public whistleblower records revealing DOJ and FBI plot to pin Trump and Jack Smith elector. So Jack Smith, they had that what's it called recently, where I believe he corroborated this story. But Grassley was claiming that the FBI administration under Biden had performed an improper investigation, and in doing so, they did show exhibits that show that the FBI did acquire Trump's phone, and the information they did get is from Trump's phone. Grassley never even denied that was the case, and he instead corroborated it with the idea that it was an because it didn't have proper permission from the FBI, that the acquirement of the phone itself was like improperly done. But he doesn't deny at any point that the information that they took and put in that previous investigation was information taken directly from Trump's phone.
Well, one, lack of a denial is not omission, just because somebody chooses not to comment on it or care. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but
yeah, that's the thing is like by saying that they did it improperly, but he is saying that they did indeed get his phone and that the information is from it. Like, because the claim is that they didn't get proper approval, and that's it. It's like when he said that investigation should have been thrown out, he didn't say none of it was true. All he said was that it does not have proper authorization, which a lot of the FBI members were like part of that investigation. So I can't imagine like that the FBI, like not enough of them knew about it. Like it would have to be like the higher up would have had to have known, because they had to take plane trips to go and make this investigation. So like they were using FBI funds. So like 100%, they knew that their members were going out and like talking to these people, going to these locations. But Grassley, once Trump's administration came into play, then that was he started claiming that it was improper and that the FBI somehow did not know that that's how the money was being used.
The money for what?
They took plane rides to go out and talk to, like, for the ledger falsification thing. That went to, and I gotta remember, presidential.
No. What's that have to do with the ledger falsification thing? What's that have to do with Trump and the
John Eastman's memo, which he was going to read on January 6th, had information that only would have been accurate to the falsified ledger and not the accurate ledger for the presidential.
You're talking about the legislature?
Legislature? It's not called the legislature. It's the certification. I just got to remember.
Yeah.
Presidential certification.
Slate of electors.
Yeah, with the electors. Yes. That. So they received a falsified certification, and what John Eastman's memo had that he was going to read off only had.
That's not how that works at all.
What do you mean?
Meaning, all right, every state sends both electors for both, especially when it's in contested areas. States like Georgia, Michigan, because you don't know what the final result's going to be long after, counts and recounts and stuff like that. They sent electors during the Bush administration. Sending electors isn't the linchpin that people think it is.
Sending the electors?
Yes, you send a slate of electors for one candidate and you send a slate of electors for the other candidate. And depending on the votes.
But that's the thing. They seal the certification after that vote, and that's what they received.
No. This happened one time in Virginia in 18-something. All right. All the slates of electors voted differently than the elector did. Like the voters did. Voters voted for somebody. Virginia went the other way. Virginia's slate of electors. Okay. Even though the electors are technically fraudulent because he wasn't the actual winner in the state, the electors themselves were not fraudulent because, you know what I'm saying? All right. Give me 1 second. But yeah, electors do not have to vote the way that the public votes, and that's the confusion. Ever.
No, yeah, they don't have to vote the way the
public ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's not what I'm talking about. When the electors did make their vote and cast it, the information on it.
No, that's not what I said. There are two sets of electors. Do you understand that?
Right.
2 sets.
Yes.
One for each side, really.
Yes. And then when all their votes are done, what do they do after that?
After what? Well, it depends. And that's the governor can certify them, or the governor doesn't have to certify them. Right. They can reject them. Okay. Which one are you talking about, and which one are? All right. You're just assuming the crime's there before you even really understand.
No, because I took a really deep dive into this at point. Okay. This is after like all those votes are taken care of. They had the final certification that has like names the winner of those votes from the electors. They send it to like 4 or 5 different like sources, and then those 4 or 5 sources like confirm that they received that information. So that way there's like a whole consensus on what was the actual win. But one of the 5 sources that are supposed to receive that certification received an additional certification that didn't match up with that, and that would be the falsified certification that I'm referring to.
Okay. What state?
It wasn't a state that received it. It was.
No. What state was the votes in?
I don't know. I don't know where it was like hosted for that one. I read it at the time, but that wasn't like the thing that I was focused on once I found out about it. But they talk about it. It's in that link I sent with the Grassley judiciary thing with the 9 exhibits. I believe exhibit 1 or 2 talk about it.
Exhibit 1 or 2 talk about it. Okay. Let me go ahead and.
Full investigation is predicated on information subjects conspired to provide knowingly false statements to the United States government for the purpose of corrupting the 2020 U.S. presidential election.
That's a claim.
That's the synopsis in the first. I'm just reading it, but I gotta find like they break down in it like how 6 duplicate originals. This should be the part. Vests in the United States Constitution vests in the state legislatures the manner of appointment of electors. However, federal constitutional and statutory requirements also pertain, specifically Title 3, Chapter 1, certain requirements. The electors for president and vice president shall be appointed in each state on the Tuesday next after the first Monday in November. During presidential election years, after the electors are appointed, each state governor is obliged to deliver to the electors of such state on or before the day on which they are required by 3 U.S.C. SS 7 to meet 6 duplicate originals of the same certificate under the seal of the state. The electors had certain responsibilities with respect certificates as follows: by sending 1 certificate to the registered mail to the president of the Senate. Okay, president of the Senate was one of the 5 who received it, delivering 2 certificates. Okay, I found it. So the electors were to dispose of the 6 certificates as follows: by sending 1 certificate by registered mail to the president of the Senate at the seat of government. 2 certificates go to the secretary of the state, and then 2 certificates go to the archivist of the United States at the seat of government. I believe it's the archivist who received 1 1 certificate that didn't match what the other groups received as certificates, and that would be the falsified certificate I'm referring to, is the one the archivist got.
Okay, what is that? Okay, let me ask you this, because this is the point what I was talking about. They send 2 sets of electors sets. Mm-hmm. So what was fraudulent about it? Not just that they sent 2 sets of electors, especially contested states, which were Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Arizona, and Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying?
I'll send this to you so you can read along with me.
No, I got it right here.
Okay, you got it pulled up for the exhibit 1?
Yeah, exhibit 1.
Okay.
16 electors.
So
Michigan, 16 electors. Nevada, 6 electors. Nevada, and Wisconsin, 10 electors.
Yep. In addition to the legitimate certificates, evidence suggests fraudulent certificates were sent to the president of the Senate and archivist of the United States purporting to represent.
Okay. Do me a favor. Define fraudulent in that case.
I'm just referring to their word, but they said that it doesn't match what was agreed upon when they went back, because the FBI investigators went back and talked to some of the people at these locations. I think, again, specifically the archivist, and the archivist was the one that received both the certificate that's supposed to be the final seal for the presidency that would be announced, so that way there's an agreed on and consensus president at the end of all that, and then
none of it's certified until they certify it. So how are they going to get certified?
This was after they certified it. This is when they certified it.
That would be after 20. No, they certified it at the Senate. You understand what I'm saying?
What do you mean they certify it at the Senate?
They certify it at the Senate. That's what the vice president and the senators do.
Okay, so the FBI is calling these certificates fraudulent for no reason? I don't quite...
It says 7 states transmitted dual slates of electors to the president of the Senate. That memo goes on to detail 2 scenarios in which Vice President Pence could use purportedly dual slates of electors in order to achieve the goal of keeping presidency in Trump's office. Both scenarios required Vice President Pence to declare that because of the ongoing disputes in the 7 states, there are no electors that can be deemed validly appointed in those states. That happened when Abraham Lincoln was in office.
I heard about this.
And throw out legitimate elector certificates from those 7 states. Okay. Do you understand that?
Hold on, I'm going to read it because like you jumped ahead, so I wasn't able to read along with the spot. No, you're good. You're good. According to open source reporting, Trump prepared a memo titled Jan 6 Scenario. Appears to have known about the fraudulent elector certificates when he prepared the memo. Into the line. See, that's one that they're referring to as fraudulent, is the one that says the 7 states have transmitted dual slates of electors to the president and Senate. And then that's, I don't see where you're saying that that's what's supposed to happen.
No, that's what it can happen. It doesn't, when I say supposed to, it doesn't mean it necessarily has to happen, but states can send dual sets of slates electors, especially if it's in a contested state. One that's very limited on, all right, like California, they send 1 slate of electors always because they're like 60% blue. You know, they're like a plus 30 state. States that are in contention, which were the states that were mentioned above, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, blah, blah, whatever, Nevada. Those states can send dual set slates of electors. And they have done it before. And this isn't the first time. You understand that?
Okay, so those states did what they were allowed to do and have done before. The FBI could refer to it as fraudulent, and then there was a riot at Jan 6, and that's all typical. I don't really see what you're saying, to be honest.
Well, one has nothing to do with the other, but the riot is a riot. The slate of electors is an entirely different deal, and it's not uncommon. And like I said, Virginia said both slates of electors, and they certified it the other way. You know what I'm saying? Against the vote. This was in 18 something, but Virginia was one state that fully went in the other direction.
If that's
they both
typical, why are there 2 FBI investigations into it specifically? That doesn't make sense to me.
Why is there investigations into what? The thing? That's like saying, why was there FBI investigations into the 2000 election?
The one.
That's our investigative body. Do what?
Is that the one with Bill Clinton?
No, that's the one with Bush and Gore.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, Bill Clinton would have been the one right before it.
Yeah. Hell, now most slightly contested because he only won a plurality of the vote, and a small plurality because it was split between Ross Perot, him, and George Bush.
Something like that.
Yeah. But they were questioning that. There are always questions there, and the investigative body is always going to be the FBI or some administrative branch. So the notion that the FBI, it's on the radar. It's on the radar because it has to be on the radar. It's their function as part of the executive branch. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the FBI recovered Trump's phone. I don't see why that would be logistical for that. I really don't see what you're saying. I don't. Because like the example you gave before with Virginia as a dual slate elector, you said the example for when it happened in the past was way back at Abraham Lincoln.
No, I said Abraham Lincoln did that part. No, that part where he denied electors because they weren't considered part of the union. In fact, that's how they got 13-minute passed.
Okay, when you say denied electors, like what does that mean? Like they certified it?
They certified them, but they denied the elector. The vice president denied the electors because they weren't part of. They weren't considered part of the back in the union yet, even though technically by the letter of the law they absolutely were in the union, never left as far as the law was concerned.
If that's all normal and par for the course, why would
none of it's normal and par for the course? None of it, but it isn't the first time it happened, is what I said. I didn't say it was par or normal for the course. rarely anything that happens anymore that's paranormal for the curse. When's the last time you had anything normal go on, but just a humdrum election? Maybe Reagan. Maybe.
I don't know, because I didn't really follow politics until like before this past year or the previous year.
But the point is that when you say humdrum for the course, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's, you know what I'm saying, like, just like Obama's win out of nowhere wasn't par for the course. Everybody just knew that Hillary was going to win. For certain, they knew that Hillary was going to win. But that's not the way the people voted. But every news chyron, everything told you on left, right, and center told you that, you know, this is the thing, and then it didn't happen that way. And all I'm saying is, so far, what they described is just a rewriting of what the other ones did. Now, maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's more there, but, you know, you can't just say...
John East, according to what I had read on this, John Eastman's memo had information from the certification that they did not take. So that would have been the ones that they referred to as fraudulent, regardless of whether or not that's like supposed to happen or dual slate or whatever. Like John Eastman's memo that he had prepared for January 6th at Capitol Hill had information exclusively from the certification that they did not release or inform anybody about because the FBI investigation was ongoing. So when the Jan 6 riot happened, it helped prevent John Eastman from reading the memo that would have, according to what I understood, would have given out the information that they had already tried to plan like a direction for how that would have gone.
And here's the thing: if Trump had went in there, did deny the votes for whatever reason, let's say the riots or whatever, said the you know, the riots in Minnesota made it impossible to judge Minnesota's votes or whatever their excuse, or that's what Clinton used. He used it as, not Clinton, Abraham Lincoln used it as an excuse. No, it worked out for the good, but it doesn't mean that what he did was not an excuse.
Right.
And there was many people that complained about it.
Could you rephrase it for me, Shaggy? Because I feel like I keep losing you when you get through this. Like I feel like there's some kind of dissonance here.
What do you mean?
Because you said right just now when Josh said that. I didn't really follow. Could you rephrase it to
I was agreeing with him with the whole Lincoln situation. That's all I was agreeing with.
Okay, so you're familiar with that happening with Lincoln?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so could you rephrase that aspect of Lincoln for me? Because like your verbiage, I'm not like grasping or following, so I don't know if like a rephrasing or
I will. Let me try to explain it to you first. I'll try to explain it slow. Okay. What happened was the Civil War broke out.
Mm-hmm.
Certain people seceded from the Union. When the Union rejoined and the war was over and Lincoln was running for another term, he likely would have lost. That would have made no 13th Amendment, no 14th Amendment, no 15th Amendment possible. Okay. So what he did was he denied Texas, certain states that were denied their what's it called, because they weren't officially back in the Union according to him. Now, according to them, they were back in the Union. That's the contested part of it. You know, when people contest it, that's what contested means. It means that some people disagree, some people agree.
Right.
But that is also distinct from this scenario in the argument that there was a union and a confederacy, which were like separate from one another, which we don't have.
No. See, what you're failing to realize, like just like the Civil War, people didn't know we were in a civil war till almost 2 or 3 years into the Civil War. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Like people don't know. Like they just thought it was just a conflict between the states. That's it. We call it we ebbed a civil war later. You're using that as a bar that it's not a bar. And nothing like that had ever happened, so there's no precedent for it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no precedent to say this is wrong or this is right. But based on the past standards, you're gonna have to write a new standard for it. Do you understand what that means?
No, I don't know what you're talking about, this like right and wrong aspect. I didn't say anything about like right or wrong. I just said that that's what the information, the understanding I had.
I didn't say anything about right or wrong either. I said that there were no past standards to go by. It was uncharted territory. Just like the Emancipation Proclamation. Technically, that was illegal.
Okay.
But he used as a matter of fact, he was one of the first presidents to use presidential authority, executive power, to do that.
Okay.
So he said that since they withdrew from the union, that we can take their slaves and make them our citizens, basically.
Okay.
But there was no grounds for that ever. Like nobody had even heard or even thought of that.
Right, that was new ground then. But if you're saying that that's comparable to what's happening here, then there is precedent for that.
I'm saying that some of the things are precedent. Okay, for instance, in here, when he said that that if my here, let me go ahead and read it to you again. All right. All right.
Is there any reason a lawyer of all people would be aware of what was or was not on the sent certifications to the archivist?
Say that again.
Is there any reason a singular lawyer would have information from the certificates before it was like revealed to anybody outside of the archivist that it was sealed and sent to?
I'm not actually like why would lawyers know about it? I mean, the
Yeah.
lawyer that was transmitting the stuff would know about it. We're not talking about lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has there's a process to all this. Okay, and the process is that if you take and do something, yes, a lawyer is probably going to be the best one for that to indicate it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, from the information I was seeing on these exhibits, it doesn't look like a lawyer in particular would play any role in the process of the presidential certification. And maybe I missed something there, but I don't see anything where like a lawyer would be involved. It says archivists, Senate, electors, and I gotta go back and like relist them. NARA, I think NARA has some, National Archives and Records Administration. But I don't see anything about like lawyers being involved for that process.
For the process of what? Submitting electors?
Well, the sealing of the certification and the
right.
information of the certification therein.
Right, the certification.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just kind of missing what you.
My point is John Eastman had information that was not available outside of those couples of places, and that was like a very clear, direct reason or benefit for the Jan 6 insurrection was the prevention of his announcement of having that information.
Actually, no. I mean, it didn't have nothing to do with it. Like, not with why the people were there. There's no link between there and there. All right. They were supposed to be protesters. That's all they were. That's what Trump asked for. That's literally what.
Okay, so Trump did ask for them
to go protest, not to burn, attack, or anything like that. He said protest peacefully. I think it was his exact words.
Okay, why did he want to protest at Capitol Hill?
Because that's where most people were protesting.
Okay, but he wanted it.
It's like saying why did people protest outside the Supreme Court when they did away with Roe v. Wade?
Well, it's usually not. Or maybe I'm mistaken on that one because I don't know for Roe v. Wade, but I would assume it like wasn't at the behest of the would-be president or a presidential candidate.
What do you mean wouldn't be on the behest of it?
For the Roe v. Wade protest outside the Supreme Court, did a president call for or president or presidential candidate call for a protest in that occasion?
I'm sorry. Say that again. Maybe I'm not understanding you.
You said because your response to my question was why would people protest outside the Supreme Court for Roe v. Wade?
Right, like that's you would protest where the action is going to happen. That's just what I'm saying. I'd be like, we could protest out here at Lake Mac that something was happening in D.C., but it isn't going to do much good. You're going to protest where people can see you.
That makes sense for the location. But for Roe v. Wade, did a president ask for people to protest? Or
no, a congressman did. Trump was in office, so it was Democrats. But yeah, congressmen did. Congressmen were there protesting.
Okay, congressman, but not like a presidential candidate.
No, but that doesn't have to do like what does that have to do with the Supreme Court? The protest
It has
was
nothing
the
to do with the
pressure.
Supreme Court. The Supreme Court was something you brought up. I was using
know.
that.
Stop. Calm down. When you're discussing something, all right. My point with the Supreme Court was that you said why were they at the Capitol building? They were at the Capitol building because that's where it was happening.
No, I asked why would Trump ask for it? Ask for a protest. That was my question.
They were already going to protest. He told them to protest peacefully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did people announce that they were going to protest at the Capitol Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was pretty much like, well, if there's no stopping you, you guys should at least be peaceful about it.
Sure. He even, like I said, even a day before because he knew there was going to be a mass amount of people there, he offered
he offered to send in backup, he
National
offered
Guard,
police, he offered everything, and he even said that it wasn't the answer, but everyone said that they were going to do it anyway. So he was like, well, if you're going to do it, at least do it peacefully.
Sure.
Okay, I'll send some links.
All right. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. That was his exact quote.
Okay, so that does sound like he's encouraging it specifically.
No, I know that everyone here will soon be marching to the Capitol. Not that I want everybody here to soon be marching to the Capitol.
Okay, what made them so confident in that? Was it that people had? Was that in response to people saying they were? They
already had signs. Like, do you think this protest was just like you know, it wasn't. Okay.
They already had the signs,
and
and everything. Like they were on their way there.
There were weeks in advance for this. This is not just something that spurred out of nowhere. Protesters just fucking did it.
Right. It was completely orchestrated, but without cause.
Orchestrated without cause?
Basically, it was orchestrated by the people, just with no cause behind it except to be heard.
Okay, and Trump did also say that the 2020 election was stolen from him, right?
Sure, but he didn't specify in what way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that can be interpreted in thousands ways, and it's a vague statement. It's like saying, okay, it was stolen because they allowed all the mail-in voting, because that certainly was a thing. In Pennsylvania, there was problems with registering the votes proper because they were allowing them to take in votes after the deadline. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and what about the people that didn't get their votes counted, or they weren't, or it wasn't initiated?
Sure, there's a lot of states where that happened.
All
right,
but I happen to be one of those people.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, like you said, there is no there when it comes to that. That's one thing I will fight on, is because all right, and even things like, all right, Nancy, or not Nancy Pelosi, what the fuck's that bitch's name? The black girl from California.
Jasmine Crockett, is she from California?
No, she's from Texas.
Okay.
No, no, she's from Massachusetts. But she was like, you see this president, you go out, you make a crowd, you gather people together. I mean, basically all but guaranteeing that people would get together and gather a crowd anywhere. You see them in a restaurant, you build together, you grab a crowd and protest them right then and there. That was her whole thing. I can't remember. I'll give me a second. I'll tell you who it is. Maxine Waters. That's her name. Maxine Waters. Sorry. All right, Maxine Waters was a fun example of that. She's like, and hers was far more like his was. I know you're going to go down there and protest, be peaceful and be patriotic, blah, blah, blah. That's a far difference from you get. Here's her exact quote. All right. If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, a department store, a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd and you push back on them. You tell them they're not welcome here anymore, anywhere. Now, what sounds more like you're gonna and mind you, neither one of these are saying, "Oh, well, they're responsible for the protests." You know what I'm saying?
I don't get what you're saying.
You don't see why I wouldn't view that as. Do you think that statement says that she should be responsible for their protest?
Not for every aspect of it. No, like she's not directly responsible for how they protest, but she is calling for the protest. And my point is, like, Trump had a lot to gain, and specifically his attorney, John Eastman, had information he shouldn't have had.
His benefit to gain was what?
John Eastman not reading off the information from the certification that was not like considered the Link certification. Jan 6 went there and caused a bunch of ruckus, up to $2.7 million in damage.
Okay, and how did that stop him from doing that?
It caused so much ruckus around. Did John Eastman end up reading his memo?
I don't know, but I don't know if he was going to anyway.
It says in the FBI investigation that was
the question is case. Why didn't he read his memo? They still had the ceremony. They still certified the election. They still did everything.
Yeah.
He could have just as easily read it then.
Okay, but did he end up reading it?
Probably not.
Was he prevented from reading it?
I don't know if he was prevented from reading it, but that was a choice he made rather than something forced upon him.
We talked about like distractions and stuff, and like how much that plays a role in these kinds of things. That sounds like a perfect distraction from the John Eastman memo thing, and
yeah, and maybe, but he still could have done it.
Ultimately, John Eastman still had information he shouldn't have been able to have, which means that whoever sent those certifications that they are calling fraudulent, like his information on his memos lined up with the information only on that certification and not the official certification that the archivist and the House of Senate used. So ultimately, John Eastman still had information he should not have had access to, and then a riot that.
Why wouldn't a lawyer have access to that?
That's what I was asking you earlier. Because
but you
list like who all has access to it.
No, they list all who it's served to, not who has access to it.
Yeah, the people that it's sealed and sent to. So the electors know it. The archivist knows it. The NARA, I believe, also ends up with a copy of the certification. But as far as I'm aware, I don't see any mention of a attorney being involved at any point in that process, or specifically John Eastman, which is Trump's attorney, when Trump shouldn't have had information to that either, because they don't give that to the candidates.
No, they do. Both candidates know it.
They both, before it gets announced and read out as the winner of the presidency, both candidates know the results of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why would they know that, or how do they know that?
Same way they know that same way they know that who won and who lost. How do you think they know who won and who lost?
Because they unseal it and then read it. But that John Eastman had that information even before it was unsealed.
They know who won and who lost long before December 19th, which I think was the day was the electorates go out. I think it's December 19th.
I believe it said November here, but let me double check that.
No, it doesn't. I don't. Maybe it's November 19th, but.
Oh, I forget there's a Control F function, so I can just put in November. Yeah, the electors for president and vice president shall be appointed in each state on the Tuesday next after the first Monday in November. So early November is when they appoint the electors.
Sure, appoint the electors, but they don't make the vote until later.
Right, so let me go down. Total records for all fraudulent electors from November 3, 2020 through the present is the issuance of grand jury subpoenas and the investigative plan. Do I see it? Can I find a December in here? Okay, 5 Decembers. The electors are required to meet and give their votes on the first Monday after the second Wednesday in December next, following their appointment at such place in each state as the legislature of such state shall direct. So the vote is given in the middle of December, it looks like.
Yeah, that's why I said December 19th. I think that's what it was that year. I don't know if it is every year, but I know it was that year. Anyway, my issue is like, what is your issue with it? Like, what do you have an issue with?
I don't feel like that aspect I could have been more clear on, actually. John Eastman, I don't see any reason he in specific, and again, you say the presidents know. I don't see anything to support that, so I don't know if that's. I don't see why the candidates would know the results of the electors' vote like before it gets sent to the archivist, because that undermines the whole point of sending it to the archivist and multiple sources.
No, I mean, when the general public versus when
In December 2020, as in prior years, the electors had certain responsibilities with respect to the 6 duplicate originals the governor provided them. First, the electors had to make and sign each of the 6 certificates and annex to each of the certificates one of the lists of the electors which shall have been furnished to them by the direction of the executive of the state. You don't have to reread that, it's a little confusing. Make and sign, yep, okay, so they draw up the 6 certificates, annex to each of the certificates one of the lists of the electors. So I guess it just means it has their names on it. I'm not rightly clear on what that means. Electors were to specially seal. Here we go. Then the electors specially seal and certify the certificates in accordance with 3U.S.C. SS10. And then thirdly, the electors were to dispose of the 6 certificates as follows: by sending 1 certificate by registered mail to the President of the Senate at the seat of government, by delivering 2 certificates of the Secretary of the State. So it looks like they vote on it and then they seal the result right then, create 6 duplicates, and then send those duplicates out. So I don't see where in that process a president or a candidate or a candidate's attorney would have that information or come to that information before it would have been opened at like the NARA archivist and House
in January. You mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Well, they meet. No, it says December 2020.
Huh?
It says December 2020, and that's the one of the Wednesday, the Monday after the second Wednesday in December is when that happens. So it'd be like mid-December when they have the vote. They draw up the certificates and they seal them all, and then they mail them out like then. So like there'd be a little time for the mail to reach those locations, but at no point does it appear that the candidates would be aware of what's on those seals until the archivists receive it. But the archivists also received at the same time as those ones another certification that doesn't line up with what the other groups like the President and Senate ended up with.
Hold on 1 second. I'm bringing up something for you.
Okay.
I'm not trying to trick you here.
No, you're good. I'm open to it. Like if you can show me something that like the president and attorney would have that information before that point, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense then.
All right. Okay. This is good. I like this, Cayden. We haven't got one of these in a while.
Yeah, like a real in-depth like discussion.
You have a lot of weirdos.
We are weirdos, but we're your weirdos.
Yeah.
You're my favorite weirdos.
Woo! Sorry, Shaggy. You didn't make the list of favorite weirdos for Jamie, I guess.
I'm sorry. Eventually, you will be a weirdo that we like, but we don't know that you're a weirdo yet.
Yeah, you haven't really said anything that I feel like would classify you as a weirdo. Everybody's a weirdo eventually. Like everybody has some like weirdo qualities to them, though. So it's just like a matter of time before weirdness comes out.
That's very true.
I like making people weirded out. It's my favorite. I like weirding people out. It's my favorite.
Kim is a weirdo.
It's nice to see people's reactions. I feel that I feel like I understand your sentiment on that. Like weirding people out is I don't know, like you get to learn something about people in the process. because people react differently to those kinds of things. Like if it's not something that's part of their routine, you get like a more earnest reaction. I feel like because they're not like prepared to react to that particular weirdness.
No one's ever prepared for my weirdness.
Nobody's prepared for anybody's weirdness.
Okay. Candidates lawyers can obtain certification results through specific procedures set forth by the state election laws. Here's what they typically do. Lawyers can submit a formal request to the state or local office responsible for conducting elections. This usually includes providing identification and required documentation verifying their role in representing the candidate. Monitoring process. Lawyers often attend public meetings or canvassing boards where election results are reviewed and certified. This allows them to monitor procedures in real time. Many states provide access to online databases where certified results are posted after the official certification process concludes. Lawyers can access these results through secure portals. If there are disputes regarding the results, lawyers may file legal motions to gain access to specific data or documents related to the election process. Ongoing communications with election officials can provide insight into the timeline for certification and the potential challenges that may affect the results. The lawyers can be present. I don't say are, but can be present during that time. Can. So you ask how they can access that? Do what?
They're present for the voting of the electors'
Yep.
vote. Okay, could you send me that? But
oh,
that's the case, I'm gonna sense.
Yeah. Sorry, that's a AI search. I just what I'm saying. It's faster than trying to go through every website that says I hate Trump, I like Trump.
If you can pull up like a .gov link because like there should be like lawyer websites and .gov links that'll say that as well. Yeah. That's usually what those pull results from.
But yeah. But either way, hold on, give me 1 second. I'll give it to you. This can vary state by state. It's crucial for lawyers to familiarize themselves with local laws and regulations governing election procedures and certification. Hold on. Okay. All right. And I use DuckDuckGo AI, which is GPT AI. Okay. Hold on. First,
I want to hop off here and take a shower.
No, don't
thank
do
God.
it.
No. I'm just kidding.
Never shower again. Fine, okay. I won't shower, but if I'm not showering anymore, then I'm gonna come to your house all the time so you can smell me.
No, we'll just make shower here.
This is a strange form of spite.
This is what I would read. This is what I read to you. So, I'm trying to. It says ChatGPT for many, but I don't know where it got its data. But that's what I'm saying. That's the layout.
It says my connection's trying to reconnect. I hope it doesn't kick me out in a second.
Can you see that?
Yours is saying that too.
Okay, so it might be something on Riverside. But yeah, mine's saying that too.
Yeah. Remember, I told you Riverside's gonna have an issue for a few days. I just told you that yesterday. You don't listen.
Yeah.
Don't you remember me telling you last night?
Listening is for punks.
Oh, I think he's froze. But anyway, yeah.
Is he allowed to freeze?
But yeah, monitoring process is where I was going with that. Okay, he's gonna drop out, but it says lawyers often attend public meetings or canvassing boards where election results are reviewed and certified. This allows them to monitor process in real time. All right. I have to pee real quick, so you guys got to talk to Jamie and Cam, this is where your singing comes in, or whatever. Oh no, I just got the
Singing? I don't want to sing. I'm ill prepared. I'm ill prepared for singing. Tag Jamie's it. Jamie, you sing.
I know, it feels cold. I know, I'm kind of worried about the dogs.
One little finger, one little finger, one little finger, tap, tap, tap. Point your finger up, point your finger down, put it on your head. You said sing, you didn't say what. When the duck walked up to the lemonade stand, and he said to the man on the stand, hey, bum, 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 got any grapes?
Got any grapes?
Not my fault. I blame you guys. I blame the children.
No, we were just talking about it for a real long time, Cayden. I don't know if you can you
What?
Cayden's internet dropped. That's what I'm getting.
Damn it, Cayden.
Yeah.
It's blacking.
Wow. That means Lake Mash got better ones than Leesburg. That's rare.
Really? That's insane.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Hi.
Hold on. Okay, what do you think? You can be standing for Cayden.
Oh, he already leave?
No, he just got booted out. He'll be right back. But we were discussing the January 6th.
Gamer sticks?
Do what? January 6th. 6th of January. Or was it 7th? Whatever day it was. The day of the protesters in 2020.
Oh.
That's what we were discussing. And he was telling me, I don't know how one related to the other, but he did tell me that he thought that they sent an illegal slate of electors there. I'm like, well, I don't know if it's illegal, but and the reason why it's not illegal, I'm like, they do send multiple slates of electors. This is a contested thing. You know, I guess if we would have ran it through the court system, maybe it would have come out that way in the Supreme Court. Maybe it wouldn't have, but we never got to that level. But
Are you supposed to choke, Jamie?
yeah. Whoa. Is that like, are you supposed to choke, comma, Jamie? Or is this like you're supposed to choke me?
Are you supposed to choke, comma, Jamie?
Why do you want Jamie to choke?
Yeah, well, she wants her to
What
choke.
are you, Homer
I didn't
Simpson?
want her to choke. She was choking.
No.
So I asked her if she was supposed to be doing that.
My coffee tried to kill me.
Oh. Not the coffee. Betrayed by your love.
There he is.
There we go.
Okay.
Jay's back. You're back.
Cayden's back.
Usually when I have these like
By the way,
you could. I don't care. Go ahead. Ooh, Ryan, you showed up. Maybe that's why my connection dropped.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah,
It's all
might be a
Ryan's
presence.
Your connection problems
My
are
aura.
contagious. Or that your aura is just so foreboding. You missed it, Ryan. We got really in depth on the certification process for presidency.
But anyway,
I was hanging out with Z.
But
oh yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off here and take a shower. I'll see y'all later. Good night.
Right,
Don't do it. Yeah, you have a good
I
one,
must.
Kim.
You too.
But yeah, like I said, the monitoring process, you know, this allows them to monitor the process in real time. They are allowed real-time access to the data, which means they do know the data before we know the data.
Okay, I do want to find a gov link for that because I don't want to take AI at face
Sure.
value.
I mean, it's for what it's worth, but you know what I'm saying?
Attorney monitoring process presidential certification.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. DepartmentofJustice.gov has a link for it. I'm talking about election monitoring.
Right. Who was that?
It's a great question. I think it's Shaggy's, and I think it's his like ringtone going off or something.
Whoops.
You're good. You're good. It happens. Civil Rights Division conducts monitoring.
That's why it was an immediate, just like, hey, somebody called me. No, disconnect. I'm in here. I'm talking.
All right, this will take a while because Cayden reads so slow because he literally his mouth so slow down.
I do that to, yeah, I do it.
I get it. I do it too. Especially when you're trying to read something to understand it, not just to read it.
Yeah. And the other reason I do it is that way, like, people know that I'm reading something. So if like they try to get my attention, I don't like pay attention or respond. They know that like I am in the middle of like doing that, and that's why.
Cayden, I'm kidding.
Thank you, Ryan. That helped so much.
You're welcome.
That's messed up.
See, I'm so bad about like tuning out background noise when I'm trying to focus.
And the it'd be too.
Compliance with the federal voting rights. Well, this seems like the attorney monitoring, election monitoring, is mostly about the polls, like the voting in the polls.
No. I mean, there's polls, but we're talking about the slate of electorate monitoring. That's what that. Damn it.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find on here. Okay. This looks like it covers it. Parishes in 11 states were certified by the Attorney General for federal observers. And latest Shelby County decision. So that's is this a recent thing, starting with 2013? Political subdivision.
Now you're getting something I don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know either. I was just voicing that thought. I guess that question. Identify.
But yeah, like I said, and like I said, I'm not even saying that's not the case. I'm saying that could be a reason why he has the stuff. It could also be that he was secretly pumping, you know what I'm saying, whatever in there, but there's no evidence to show that yet, you know what I'm saying?
To show which aspect?
To show which aspect of what?
Well, there's no evidence to show what?
Oh, that the reason why you had it was illegitimate reasons. An attorney would have it for legitimate reasons. Specifically, a candidate's attorney would. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm going through like the Gov site on election monitoring, and I don't see that. All I see so far is about the polls. Am I misunderstanding what I'm looking at? Voting Rights Act. So it's talking about the counties. The counties would be the aspect that's like determined before the sealing of the certificate.
See, slate of electors,
or are these county electors? Maybe these are county electors.
Nominated by each political party who pledged to vote for the party's presidential candidate if they win the state's popular vote. It is the core of the Electoral College. The winning slate of electors becomes the state's official delegation, but that also doesn't mean you have to go that way. State law is supreme. The process for choosing electors, binding them to popular vote, rather those are entirely governed by the state law, which recent controversies have focused heavily on the state level officials like governor and the state legislature.
I'm still here, guys. I'm listening. I'm having to mute myself because after that call I ignored, it has a small echo. So if I mute myself, I don't hear the echo.
You could try turning on the echo cancellation. For some reason, this website...
You can't do that. You'd have to go out, turn it on, and come back in.
I was able to turn it on like with the settings on the side. I don't know if they updated this recently, but if you hit the cog, I was able to turn it on without... Oh, it turned back off.
Yeah.
It reset my stuff. But before it did keep echo. Okay, now I do have to like reset for the echo cancellation. That's weird. Earlier, let me do it without.
That's what I'm saying. Is mine's doing the same thing. I have nothing like that, but it was just the phone call, and it kind of started echoing on my end. It's just in my headphones, so I'm not worried about it. I can just mute myself and listen in. If I need to speak up, I'll just unmute and say something.
Okay, what this means for you. In states like California, Texas, and Florida, your vote is more secure. The law ensures that the electors choose by popular vote will have their vote cast for the candidate they were pledged to, preventing single individual form overriding the will of the voters. States like New York, there's a higher, though still extremely small risk of a faithless elector, and the legal remedies are less clear. The voters, the electors. See, they passed the Electoral Reform Act of 2022, so I'm guessing that wasn't the, you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't as secure as they thought it was. Well, I mean, I don't care if they did or not, but that was ipso facto. That was not beforehand. So any law you're reading today wasn't necessarily the law in, you know what I'm saying, in 2020.
I'm sorry, I was too busy reading. Say again?
Oh, it said how it impacts today's election. The event exposed the vulnerabilities and ambiguities in the original elected count act and was direct catalyst for the passage of the Electoral Count Reform Act of 2022. This new law makes it explicitly clear that only the state certified by the governor is legitimate, aiming to prevent a similar attempt in the future. So, I guess it was legal when Trump did it.
It was
otherwise
legal
it
or
would need
illegal?
to pass a law. What?
Oh yeah. Okay, so it was illegal.
No, it was legal when he did it.
It was legal. Okay, so this makes it where you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, this makes it where you can't do that anymore, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? Like the law is what the law is. You know, that's like
Counting electoral votes.
You know, back in 1920, you know, you could run for president infinite amount of times. You know, it was legal. I mean, nobody's going back and like saying, "Oh, now that we changed the law, that FDR, what a dick, had 4 terms." I'm saying, like, you know, what I'm saying, like,
Well, I'm confused reading this. This bill provides the process of casting, presidential elections related to the presidential transition process. The bill specifies that the choice of electors must occur in accordance with the laws of the state enacted prior to Election Day. The bill revises the framework for the joint session of Congress to count electoral votes and make a formal declaration of which candidates have been elected president. Among other changes, the bill 1 specifies the role of the vice president during the joint ministerial. Well, what are the revisions to the framework? 'Cause I'm not quite clear on what the revisions are. The section I have here just kind of says, identifies each state's governor as responsible for submitting the certificate of ascertainment identifying the state's electors. So they just made it where the governor has to submit the certificate for the electors that become the electors to vote for the certificate or that seal the certification.
The takeaways is the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court is the highest court in the federal judiciary, and decisions on question of federal law are final and binding on all other things. Red picks on your results, on your rights. Rulings by Supreme Court can define scope of fundamental rules. Blah blah. Not a trial court. The Supreme Court does not conduct trials. Instead, it primarily hears appeals from lower courts to resolve major legal disagreements or things. Okay, Article 3 of the Constitution, the law on the books, Constitutional Statutory Authority. The Judicial Act of 1798 was one of the first acts of Congress, fleshed out the bare bones structure for the Constitution, and sets the number of justices, blah, blah, blah. That's basically that. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Takeaways from the 2022. The Electoral Count Reform Act makes it absolutely clear the vice president's role in counting electoral votes is primarily ceremonial. They have no power to reject or alter the results sent by the states. I guess prior to that, they did have the authority to reject it, and they have rejected it in the past. So nobody would be free today. There would be no slaves. There would still be slaves if that was the case.
If they let Abraham Lincoln reject it.
Yep, that's exactly what that says. It says that the vice president can't reject the votes. Well, if he can't reject it, then he couldn't reject the ones that Abraham Lincoln rejected. So bye-bye 13th Amendment, 14th Amendment, 15th Amendment.
That's true. Although I don't think like that's really applicable for this scenario, considering that people are already free from slavery. Minus,
but
like,
my point was that if that had been done in say 1859, that never would have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's like beneficial in retrospect for that occasion. California has a place called Yolo County, which I'm still not finding anything on the lawyers on like any official source.
The what? Okay, yeah. Sorry, that's what we're looking for. You asked me what no, you asked me what the Reform Act did.
Yeah, I did, because like once you brought it up, I was like curious about it. I thought it was gonna correlate to that. Like it does correlate to the electoral count, but it doesn't correlate specifically to lawyer.
Okay, that's another thing it does. Confusing rules on which slate to count. States sent more than one. It created a potential path for state legislature trying to override the popular vote. One conclusive slate, the ERC requires that governor of each state to submit the certified slate of electors. Makes clear that Congress must accept this slate. It also creates a process for expedited review in federal court if a governor attempts to subvert the results. But this is all things that just came in 2022.
Yeah, so that's all new.
I can see why Trump would be confused about this too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's an average intelligence guy. He's not above average intelligence. And even some of this to me, I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you have to really bear down to understand
it is, yeah, because like a lot of the legal that's the thing. Because at one point we talked about the biology course and how like you have to have like a certain amount of like familiarity with the vocabulary to really get like what they're
right to get there. Yeah,
it's the same way
with
law.
Honest, I don't think there's a damn senator one or something like that understands most of this. Maybe one or two.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody like Vice President Vance, because he seems to have like a 170 IQ. He's really fucking intelligent. Like,
I don't know anything about Vance. Like, despite him being vice president, was he vice president in both terms?
No. What do you mean?
Okay.
No, Pence was vice president in the other terms.
That's right. JD Vance is the new vice president. Which I guess might be why I haven't like heard too much about him. Mike Pence, I have heard of. Mike Pence.
The legal question is: do state legislatures have unchecked power over federal elections? The ECRA solution, while the Supreme Court largely rejected the theory in case of Morvis Harper, the ECRA provides a powerful statutory barrier by making the governor's certification, which is based on the state's popular vote results, the conclusive document that the ERC prevents a state legislature from attempting to end run around the voters and submitting its own slate of electors to Congress after the election has already occurred. And that did happen. That's happened a few times throughout history, where the governor and the legislature was at odds of a state.
I can see that makes sense. That like on some occasions there would be like members of the same state that are at odds with each other on those kinds of things. Probably because of the whole like legal verbiage is so confusing that they'd have to like be like, hey, this is what's fair. Hey, no, that doesn't add up with this law. That doesn't add up with like this reform, that kind of thing. So it could be like not even at odds with each other's like views or desires, but at odds with like the carrying out of the law.
What happens if a governor, under intense political pressure, simply refuses to certify the results of a free and fair election, thus preventing the rightful slate of electors from being sent to Congress? The ECRA's answer is expedited judicial review. However, this has never been tested. It relies on the courts acting swiftly and decisively on political actors representing the court's final order. So,
could you give me the four dummies like synopsis of that?
The four dummies?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Well, the four dummies books is what I was referring.
1, 2, 3, 4. No.
Oh, you just got all four of us on this side.
No, Shaggy's pretty smart. What are you talking about?
Shaggy is smart. I do like when he weighs in. I felt bad because I was so focused on this that like when he added in some things I didn't like properly respond.
We know you're in La La Land always.
Me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, a little bit.
I at least try when it comes to being smart, so I really can't complain. I'm always trying to learn something new.
That's the way to do it. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like intelligence is more about like slightly environmental probably slightly innate because there's people with like eidetic memories, and I don't know if like we can really like match like their memory like storage like capabilities. But like most of intelligence, I feel is developmental.
There is something. Okay, we'll say that one for another day about eidetic memories. We'll do that another day. But
let me put it this way: when I was in school, I was growing up. I was put into a program that was not for special ed. I was put in the GATE program.
The GATE program?
Look it up.
You'll understand. Is it like advanced classes? GATE program. Getting away.
GATE.
Yeah, GATE. That's what I said. With a GATE, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The GATE program as a child. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that's like advanced classes, basically. Seems like.
See, you know what I think one of the things would be? We could run the president as a nonpartisan. Always, like certain states have judges that can't be partisan, which means really their biases instead, but you don't know in advance their bias. You know what I'm saying? And that would probably bring a more well-rounded candidates in.
To break that down for me. Break that down for me.
All right.
I just kept
so judges can stay anonymous at least to the public that they have a bias. When they run on tickets, they actually run with no candidate involved, which means usually what people do is, and this is what I do, I go and read their record on major issues and see what it goes like that. You know what I'm saying? Rather than whether they're just Democrat or Republican. Yeah. Not all states do that. Some states do that. Some states have Democrat, Republican judges. Some do not have.
Do we have like an example of this I can look up for Florida so I can be like familiarize myself with the concept? For like the records, public records request, executive office of the governor. I don't know if this is gonna pull up the same thing.
All right, in Florida, let me see. This is Ballotpedia and legislation of state Florida.gov. Judges are selected through nonpartisan elections, meaning their political affiliations are not listed on the ballot. This process includes both initial elections and retention elections, where voters decide whether to keep judges in office without facing competition. All right. And what that means for us is that they're not just selected because of the DNR besides their name. You actually have to really dig into how a judge typically decides something. Anyway.
We're talking about like legal court judges, like the
judges you go before every day, or well, not every day.
So that'd be kind of like what do they have it? There's like two types of judges. There's ones that play by or follow like the law to the letter, like direct to the script. And then there's ones that like make caveats for like specific scenarios that don't entirely align with the law.
Sure, and there's hybrids in between,
like
but there's hybrids in between, especially at the state level. But the two sources is Ballotpedia and literally the legislature where they keep all the statutes and legislation.state.florida.us. So they're fairly reliable sources on this.
Okay, Ballotpedia is like a good source. I actually like bookmark that too.
Sure,
that is something I could go through and look at, because especially with like how pertinent it is to
and that includes county, circuit, district, and Florida Supreme Court. So all of them are nonpartisan judges, meaning they don't declare a candidacy. I'm voting because I'm a Republican judge, or I'm voting because I'm a Democrat judge. And Florida has that. I don't know if every state does, but I know Florida does.
Okay. And you're saying that they would still have biases, it just wouldn't be listed like what that bias is, or
right? But also people wouldn't be able to just vote for them because they, you know what I'm saying, they'd have to actually look into the judge, which is a little bit better, at least in informing the voters. You know what I'm saying?
I see ya.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But at least that's the thought process behind. I don't know. But anyway.
No, I think you're right. I think because that means people instead of like focusing on political alignment, they would focus on what they represent.
Outcomes of the type of judge.
Yeah.
And Ballotpedia is a good source for fucking everything election related, but
so Florida has like non-listed partisan judges,
Right.
but not every.
We could do that for presidents, is the thing, though. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, a president that doesn't align as like specifically what like
Democrat or Republican.
Okay.
And then
well, that's really. See, I'd be down for that. That'd be fantastic. I can't think of an example. Vermin Supreme is like the only person I can think of, and he very much was like clearly left leaning ideals. But he's like the only person who ran for candidacy that I'm aware of that didn't seem like too particular to like Republican or Democrat parties.
What do you mean? Vermin Supreme promised everybody a free pony.
Okay, is that Republican or Democrat in ideals?
It is the Vermin Supreme.
Oh, what are you doing with the pony? Because that matters. Like,
well, it doesn't. He just gives you one. Like, no, like I don't think he really like had rules on it. I love Vermin Love Supreme. He is one of my favorite candidates ever. That dude is phenomenal. He served as a member of the Libertarians Party Judicial Committee.
Oh God, it's worse than Republican and Democrat. He's a Libertarian.
Is that worse?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was gonna say, I believe libertarianism kind of like falls on both sides, just in different like ways.
It does.
Okay, so I'm not mistaken on that.
No, you're not mistaken on that.
He said that if he was elected
Vermin
president.
Supreme is the only politician who tried to exercise one of the current politicians. So,
well, like cast a demon out of them, like exercise with an O, or
actually,
get them
no,
to the gym.
Wait, hold on.
Well, it matters. Was he successful or no?
I think he tried to turn.
Good question.
I think he tried to turn a Republican politician gay by putting glitter on them.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was a dude who was like he was very anti-homosexual, or had like anti-homosexual stances, in their like campaign or something, and then he threw glitter on him and said, "You're gay now." He's just extremely silly because I don't think he really meant anything by that. I think he was just like this would piss him off a little bit, but harmlessly. He campaigned on a platform of zombie apocalypse awareness and time travel research.
Well, since the 90s, the age of the statesman has gone winter, where we used to see everybody a statesman. Not anymore.
What is a statesman? Because I know the word. It just means.
It could be a general assembly. It can be Congress. It just depends on what state. But statesman is generally, just a word for like
a representative of the state, or
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Just somebody. Some person or group of people that represent the state. Libertarian Party.
A man who is leader in national or international affairs. A male political leader regarded as a distinguished promoter of the public good. Whatever the hell that means.
Yeah, because public good, like that's different depending on like who you ask. Everybody has a different idea of what public good like would look like.
How do we define good?
It's good hard. It's hard. Yeah, good. I don't know. Good's objectivity is in its relativity, so it is like hard to define and determine like strictly what falls into good as opposed to bad, as opposed to like the gray area of neutral between.
Yeah.
Or caveated.
Largely, the word statesman used to be used back in the day when just referring to a Congress member, a Senate member, state congressman, a state assemblyman, an alderman, anything like that.
What is Dadaism? Great War and Futurism in Zurich, Switzerland. I don't know. This is stuff that's pulling up for Vermin Supreme. Oh, he did register as a Republican, so he's not. I was thinking of him as like a nonpartisan like example of a third party candidate. He did.
Yeah, but I think he's registered as a couple different things. I don't think that's relevant.
True.
So is Donald Trump. So
according to himself, he leans towards anarchism, situationist internationalism, Dadaism, which I still don't know what that is, and then Discordianism, which does apparently refer to the Greek goddess Discord. Are just about libertarians are just about abolishing the government and letting shit fall where it may, which he called a mistake, though he later said that assertion was based on a prejudice for lack of knowing. I don't know what Vermin Supreme's like real deal is. Republicans want to nullify the government, but offer no alternative to helping people other than charity. There's no mechanism. Maybe I got to rethink my vote for Vermin Supreme, because now I'm like, okay, if he gets into office, what is he actually gonna like do?
He's gonna do what everyone else does. He's gonna sit back, kick back, smoke cigars, and have fun.
You know, a hands-off like president, I don't feel like would be.
They're all hands-off presidents.
Trump's been very hands-on. He's very very active.
He's been having people do what they do. ICE isn't doing anything it didn't do during Obama or any other election. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he sent ICE to Chicago, and I'm not familiar with that happening like under Obama or any other particular president.
Really? Because Obama was known for deporting people.
He was known for deporting people, but I don't think he sent like ICE en masse to specific spots in referendum to the crime rate of the area. Because that was like Trump's explanation for ICE being like installed in Chicago was it wasn't just about the immigration. It was to combat the crime there for like gang conflict.
Yeah, but like he wasn't sending ICE to the extent that Trump was sending ICE.
Well, I was referring to Trump there.
Or like doing the stuff where it's like ICE agents weren't like freaking pulling people out of their freaking cars, disrupting the public, shit like that.
They did gas. Maybe let me look this up real quick. But from what I understand, like tear gas was deployed in like elementary schools at one point in Chicago. Chicago ICE tear gas elementary school.
So, because keep in mind, he wasn't really deploying ICE agents to like major cities to the extent Trump does. He got most of his deportations in border security.
I thought so too. Nope. That was always my critique against him.
Which it doesn't surprise me if Obama also did stuff like that. But by hands-on, I do mean Trump is like probably the most covered president by the news that like. And maybe it's just because I was younger then. Sorry, go ahead.
Could I get a news article pointing otherwise? Because like,
well, here's one right here from MSN News.
Send it to me then.
Which we were also like speaking down on MSN, BBC, and Fox earlier.
I was speaking down on Fox and everybody else, but he asked for an article. I got to give him something.
Yeah, I just don't feel like in articles like the best confirmation.
It's not the best confirmation, but he said he needed an article. So
yeah, but I don't know. I'm not questioning your like response to it. I'm more questioning Ryan on like the choice for an article over like another source. Because like articles do consistently conflict with each other, even like on the same subject.
All right.
But yes, I have heard about the Obama deportations.
ICE did go into the streets, including into the interior, into the sanctuary cities like Chicago. Really? I think what it is that people's opinions have changed about that more so than whether he did it or not.
Well, no, that's the key point. People's opinions have changed. Like back during this era, like sanctuary cities were letting the ICE agents actually cooperating.
Wait, people? I'm sorry.
While the cities that are like going against Trump is like they're not wanting these ICE agents doing what they're doing, but they're not really being given a choice like they were in the past.
There was also like Trump was barred from like certain Supreme Court judges from sending agents to Chicago. So like there was like a work around the law there in Trump's case. I don't know if Obama had the same case. But like there is like differences between. I don't know, because I don't know if that's the case.
Like I see what Josh is saying, but that also comes from a point of like they were cities back that were actively working with Obama to deport them. Well, now the problem is more. I don't think the problem is necessarily that he's deporting all these immigrants. I think the problem is he's forcing it onto the cities.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't want it back in Obama's day.
I was gonna say, like,
I don't know. Even the article you sent me was talking about how they.
Yeah, they were more cooperative, but matter of fact, a lot of laws changed after Obama because he was so. In response, multiple local jurisdictions, including Cook County, Illinois, and Washington D.C., passed legislation to limit local compliance with ICE detainers, thus creating sanctuary cities. That came after Obama, but that was because they didn't like what Obama was doing.
I was gonna say also, like, is it that people's views on it changed? Because it sounds like people didn't like it when Obama did it, and most people didn't know about it.
Sanctuary cities were implemented during Bush's presidency, no?
No. I think in 2016, 2015, I don't know.
Hold on.
But I also want to point out, like, all three of us didn't know that Obama had said that, because, like, Josh, you even said that you used to think that.
I used to think that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know Obama, like, did some weird, like, deplorable shit with immigrants, like locking them up in cages. Like,
yeah,
during his presidency.
But when did you hear about that?
Zoe was during his presidency, because Zoe brought it to my attention.
That's the thing, is like, why did Zoe, who's like in another country, know about it before like we'd heard about it? Because I didn't hear about it at the time. A lot of people, from what I understand, like it's come up again recently. People are using it when talking about Trump, but it didn't seem like that was a conversation piece really much in American politics before that.
Sanctuary cities have been were a talking point back in the 2008 elections.
But the cages, I was asking about like the cages.
No, Obama built the cages.
Yeah, Obama built the cages. I know that. But I'm talking about like the sanctuary cities themselves were.
Yeah, but I don't think they started going like there was here's one in 82 and one in 85, which is Berkeley, California. Not surprising. But they didn't become widespread through Chicago and all those.
Okay, so when you said that you knew about it like during Obama's presidency, Ryan, are you referring to the sanctuary cities, or are you referring to the cages?
Cages.
Okay. So it was like a known thing, then. It wasn't like it flew under the radar for a lot of people, or didn't get much coverage.
When Chicago became a sanctuary city, essentially. An actual sanctuary city. They had special ones in 2006 and 85, but they were very selective about it.
So what I'm hearing is like
85. What?
Like regardless of Democrat or Republican for like the last couple of years, like the presidents all did essentially the same kind of things that like
sure they did.
Trump
it's not new.
Now.
It's not new. Trump's doing it. I'm sorry.
Like if
it was a Democrat doing it, they would think it was a good thing.
Well, you also just
crazy on the street. Right?
It sounds like because the way you guys are describing it sounds like there was coverage and people were against it, like when Obama did it too. So it wasn't even so much like a matter of the Democrat. It just seems like
there were people against it in 1985 too, but certainly less of them.
Okay, so it was less people were bothered by it.
Yeah.
Well, less people were bothered by it, or less people were aware of it, because like Trump has been like maybe it's just because I'm from the current generation, and since this is all like new to me, maybe it's just that's why I feel this way. But we do agree that like more people are talking about it with Trump. Like it is, there's more attention and like conversation surrounding it. So it might not be that
Trump was the only president they ever complained that he used ketchup on a stick, like it fucking mattered. Everything about Trump is talked about.
Well, they also did that with like Obama's like tan suit at one point. So that just sounds like that was the same thing with like Obama's tan suit. Was like a lot of people were upset about him wearing a tan suit at one point. So like those kind of
suit,
a tan suit, like the color tan.
Oh, sure.
But that sounds like
about ketchup on what he was on his fucking meal, not far cry different from like a suit that somebody wears. You know what I'm saying? To something.
Is it? It's the same level of like who cares really, because it doesn't affect anything. Yeah, they're both trivial, but people make a big brouhaha about it in both cases, like regardless of who the president is. And same with Hillary Clinton.
One could be interpreted as disrespect or whatever because he isn't wearing a proper suit. You know what I'm saying? Like if Elon Musk became president, you would never see him in a suit. I guarantee you would see him in fucking slacks and flip flops and shit that you just.
That's what people liked about Vermin Supreme, but Vermin Supreme also isn't exactly like as big of a name as those, so there is like less attention on it when he does that. But it's the same level of trivialism, and then like you say like it's people can argue it's unprofessional. What makes that unprofessional as a president? Like is there a law or rule regarding like what's the proper attire for president?
Rules, like to wear a suit. You know what I'm saying? Every president thus far has wore a suit of some type. Mm-hmm. All right, so there's no rule that's
like the color of the suit is also like not disrespectful in that case, because it was just a suit he wore. Like it wasn't like he was disrespecting past presidents.
Changing with times, yes, but there were always, you know, so for instance, one of the things was like Abraham Lincoln's top hat. That was those types of top hats were not common back then. In fact, he's the only president you really see wear one.
Did people like hate it or complain about it when he did that at the time?
Some people did. Everybody claims that some, but some people did. But when you're talking about what condiment somebody puts on there, you don't think there's a slightly removed difference between that and that? I think there is. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so at all. Like in the slightest bit. Like I think that's the same level of trivialism.
Trivialism between what?
If you're saying that like a tan suit can be argued as unprofessional for a president, then like putting ketchup on a steak could be argued as unprofessional as a president because there's no
for what fucking he eats in a private meal. Like, sorry,
yeah,
I don't.
They're both like completely irrelevant, trivial details for people to get mad over. Like in both cases, they mean nothing to get mad over. They don't mean nothing. Those aren't the things to be like focused on at all.
One can be argued from every president since the dawn of time. Okay, let's say, for example, it's not, but let's say, for example, everybody wore a top hat. Trump decided to wear a ball cap. That could be like, okay, maybe he's disrespecting the presidency or something of that nature. But what kind of condiment he likes on his food is very different.
Is Trump wearing like his own like ball cap when he wears like the MAGA hat? Is that disrespectful?
I don't. I mean, it doesn't. There's no hat wearing requirements at all. There's not even a standard.
There's no suit wearing requirements. So it is literally like a one-to-one scenario.
Every president has wore suits. Every single one of them.
That's a pattern. Did George Washington wear a suit?
Yes.
George Washington portrait as president.
I think he wore.
Well, keep in mind, their standards for suits were different back then.
Yeah, he wore different suits. Everybody's has changed.
Well, there it is. I mean, Obama wears a different suit. It's literally the same trivialism as the MAGA hat.
No. They're like I said, as far as standards are set, there is a standard set. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's wore a pink suit ever. So the first person that does wear a pink suit will be jockeying that standard.
Obviously, you're not thinking about the Barbie president doll.
Oh.
I'm sure the first female president would do that.
We don't get to find out. Maybe Hillary. No, Hillary didn't even wear like pink suits. She wore like a blue suit, I think.
Yeah, she was fucking.
So there you go. If Hillary Clinton was president, she probably also would have worn a differently colored suit. Like,
I found somebody that I'd vote for Kamala over Hillary Clinton. Like if I had to choose between the two,
yeah,
I'd vote for Kamala over Hillary Clinton because I was like, I wouldn't really vote
I'll
for
choose Kamala over any Clinton.
Yeah, same here.
No, I actually like. Besides Bill Clinton's problems, he was great for the fucking government, great for the economy.
Okay, yeah. If you take away like the negatives of a president, then arguably they're only good for the country. Like, what do you mean aside from his problems?
No, we knew about it at the time, but I guarantee you, people wasn't voting for George Bush either way. Even if he had been they're like, hey, we're going to charge you just as soon as you get out of office because they can't charge you while you're in office. But they charge you as soon as you get out of office. No, over the child Epstein.
Okay. Shit. Yeah, like if we're talking about like
people still would have voted for Clinton.
You think so?
Oh yeah. He was popular. He was popular all the way up, saying well into the 2000s stuff. He didn't become unpopular until Hillary kind of made him unpopular. If he had went on without her and kicked that bitch over fucking because she ran for the Senate and then all that shit. But it like nobody likes to hear her voice. Like it's like nails down a fucking chalkboard. You cannot stand her voice.
Trump's approval rating went down since like the claims and allegations regarding him, which like my point there is just like people did care or do care for like upcoming elections on that. So I'd imagine if that was like known about and blown open at the time, you really don't think
when they go in that voting booth, they still have to make a choice between two people.
Well, they can cast third-party votes also.
Do what?
They can cast third-party votes too. Like it's never really hasn't won in a long time.
Got busted for smoking crack, and he still got reelected as mayor of DC. Because there's still an alternative that people just don't like.
I don't follow.
Okay, there was a mayor of DC. His name was Marion Barry.
Okay,
about his, catchy name. In his first term or whatever, he got busted in a hotel room smoking crack with a hooker. He still got reelected.
Yeah, but that one's like very slight in comparison to what we're talking about.
It's slight in scale as far as how up the food chain they are, but still.
Well, not even the food chain, just like the severity of the action. Because if you're
smoking crack in a fucking thing in the 80s, no. We're not talking about now people's interpretation of crack. We're talking about 1980s people's interpretation of crack.
But that was like, I don't think I would change my vote based on like if a dude got cut. Unless, like, I don't know, like, unless the scenario is weird, like his wife didn't know and he was cheating on her or some shit like that, like, I would judge it a little more harshly. Okay, well, there he goes. I can judge that more harshly.
The point is, smoking crack was a big deal in 1980. Hell, smoking dope was a big deal in 1980.
It was.
Right. Well, you don't think crack was way worse? That'd be like smoking meth today. It'd be the equivalent of that. The way people feel about meth is the way people feel about crack in the 80s.
I don't think it's enough that, well, it would affect my view on it, but like that president or candidate, but I don't think it's enough that ultimately would guarantee I would never vote for that candidate.
How? The one that DeSantis beat, he was smoking crack in a fucking,
which, to be fair, I feel like a lot of those folks in those positions probably do coke anyway, because that seems like a popular, high status drug. Man, I swear, every night, like, our conversations end up leading back to DRUGs.
Hey, because we talk about politics. That's
true. That's true. They do kind of go hand in hand, as wild as that is to say.
Like, we don't know what, Biden was doing in 1970 when he got fucking elected, but he probably was doing something, drinking, whatever, something.
Yeah.
Okay. But we do feel that, like, his son smoking crack was probably a bad idea, right?
I suppose.
Crackhead, buying a gun, bad idea, whatever. Like,
bad idea.
Those were bad ideals.
Yeah, that's like less than perfect.
Yeah, like years ago, you wouldn't have been elected if your son was you wouldn't be elected if your son was didn't marry his proper wife and shit. So that's what we're extreme to. Hey, my son smokes crack and buys guns and throws them in the dumpster and like whatever you want to call it. It's a way fucking different scale.
Wait, so that was a big enough deal that you feel like people wouldn't vote based on that, or wouldn't vote for that person based on that?
Back then, no, they wouldn't have. So why would 1960s, 1950s, 1940s? Yeah.
So why would people not have cared about the Epstein list and still voted for Bill Clinton back then? Because that sounds contradictory.
Because it was the 90s. If it was the 80s or 70s, you wouldn't have been voted.
Okay, so it's the social landscape change?
Social landscape, yeah. And that's why now nobody seems to care about anything.
I mean, keep in mind that, like, freaking in the 2000s, Trump was bragging about, like, walking into the dressing rooms of women and looking at them naked.
And that was a big thing that pushed a lot of Democrats towards, like, Kamala Harris. So I don't even know if
that only happened like current day. Back then in the 2000s, nobody really cared.
Yeah, but he also wasn't like president back then.
Yeah,
but
I don't really.
If Bill Clinton had done it in 1994 or 1993, he still would have been elected. Because you still got to walk in that booth and vote one way or the other.
No, because people still do vote for like third parties.
Yeah, not really.
No, yeah. Like in that election, like obviously, like they did vote for one of the
only one that ever had a chance was Ross Perot. He was the only one that actually was winning the election.
I think Bernie Sanders had a really good shot too. Like, I know you disagree with me on that before. Bernie Sanders was like the. I heard his name more often than like the candidates.
The minute he gets out into areas like Georgia, Carolina, shit like that, like up in the New England states, yeah, he does fairly well. Up in California, he does fairly well. You get out to Nevada, you get out to Arizona, you get out to the things, you get out to the Rust Belt.
I think he would have done well if he had actually had like the Democrats backing. I think it's because he didn't really have their backing. They weren't really campaigning in those areas. So I would think it's harder to say.
Did he not have Democrats backing?
Not really. Like he was a Democrat, but like they didn't want him.
To be fair, he shouldn't have run as a Democrat anyway. He's not a Democrat. At least, especially back then, where it was well defined. Now, pretty much, he would be a Democrat, but
I was gonna say, like from a little bit I knew about like Bernie Sanders, he does sound very Democratic leaning to me, or at least aligning with like leftist / Democratic ideals.
Yeah, but I mean, like it or hate it, the leftists went really left, way further than the right went. I don't care what anybody tells you. You know, they're downright, and not everybody, but that skewed all the way over to communism now. Like that was not even a thing back in the 90s. Nobody would have said, "Oh, I'm a socialist and I'm getting elected." Wouldn't have happened. But by 2010, that had changed. 15 years later.
I'd have to disagree with you a bit on that, because even like the more socialist candidates don't really like have the wider Democrat backing, as I was saying with Bernie Sanders.
Well, he doesn't have wider because he is not a Democrat. At least not he's not a run-of-the-mill Democrat.
Right, but like
neither is what's her name AOC.
Well, to be fair, like I think we talked about this the other time. I don't know if any president like genuinely lines up fully with the ideals of like the side they represent. Like it seems like they tend not.
Well,
to be
more so, my point was like I feel like the more leftist candidates that you're talking about are often more pushed out by Democrats. Ergo, Democrats are more center left than you think for that reason. Like I could see your point if you're taking like people like AOC and Bernie Sanders, but compare that to somebody who's like Hillary Clinton or something like that.
Yeah, but there's a growth in that. Like, yes, every once in a while we get an idiot like, what the fuck's her name? Lauren Boebert or fucking, in the Republican Party. They do. In the Democrat Party, there is an ass ton of candidates that are socially extreme. There's probably a good 30 or 40 of them that are socially extreme. Ilhan Omar, the big four of Bush, what the hell's the names? AOC, Bush. They used to have a little name for him, moniker or whatever. Cory Bush, and then.
Right, but do you see any of those people becoming president?
No, but I also don't see Sanders becoming president either.
Who?
He had the best shot of the four, and I don't see AOC. I think it would be popular up in the northern states, but as soon as you get down to the southern states, you would. That's what happened with Joe Biden. He was losing, and then they got into the southern states, and then boom, he started to take over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because nobody from Georgia is going to vote for AOC, whereas people from Georgia will vote for, a moderate Democrat, which is what he was supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we kind of agree on the same main point, but disagree on like the specifics.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like, yeah, I do agree with you that like a far left leaning person like Bernie Sanders is not going to be president. I think we disagree on why that is.
Why do you say that?
Just because I think it comes more from like they're often more ostracized by the rest of the Democratic Party as opposed to
Well, why is that a problem?
Because like if they don't really have the Democratic backing, like most often the candidate who has like the backing of their respective parties is the one that's going to be put into the primaries. Like think about how like Kamala, for example, only like she was quite late to the presidency compared to everybody around her, but because like Biden endorsed her and like she had the backing of like a lot of other Democrats,
she was like $2 billion
as much as she probably shouldn't have.
No, she shouldn't have been picked. Actually, I think Joe Biden might have still won had he stayed in it.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
I think people care more about a sense of what they expect of somebody rather than actually what they expect from somebody. Like, if anybody liked Biden's policies, like him or hate him, if you liked him, you'd vote for him even if he was a vegetable.
I mean, we were just talking about like our president who does nothing is a good president.
Most presidents that do nothing are good presidents. See, Calvin Coolidge, nothing. Good guy.
He had a pet raccoon, so he gets a +1 for me.
Of course.
Well, yeah.
Can we get a president with a pet bear? Or a tiger? I feel like that would be badass as hell.
Whoa. Do you know what's his name?
Listen, we're not voting for Russian presidents, Cayden.
Oh
no.
Well, it won't be a grizzly bear. It'll be like a Florida black bear instead, or polar bear or something. That's probably not a polar bear.
The fucking two-headed bear from
Didn't Roosevelt have a bear? Roosevelt?
I mean, teddy bears, I do believe, were named after him, so that would make sense if he had a pet bear. had a pet black bear named Jonathan Edwards. Let's go. Teddy Roosevelt, the Bull Moose. I don't know his political like views, but he was a very badass dude from like the information I do know of him. Like that and the getting shot and delivering a speech anyway.
He was one of the he was also like one of our greenest presidents.
Greenest?
Yeah, he was like a strong outdoorsman who basically established national parks.
Which I feel like a good president should be, because that makes him sound more like associated with like an everyman, like kind of role. Like he did seem a little bit like he was just some dude who became president, not somebody who was like, I don't know, maybe he was like
especially compared to like somebody like William Taft he was running against, who looked very much like your average capitalist, to be honest.
Oh yeah, he does that. He's straight up the Monopoly man. He's missing the monocle. That's it. Oh, the Monopoly man didn't have a monocle, so no, he just looks like the Monopoly man Pringles guy. Mm-hmm.
The teddy bear was originally named after him by a candy shop owner.
By a candy shop owner?
Yep. The bears that you hug and call teddy bears started with him.
So cool. That's
what you put down on your resume.
Yeah, on your resume.
That's inspired the teddy bear,
right? Make me president. That's probably how that went. It probably was the teddy bear thing first, and then that was like his pipeline to presidency.
Maybe
100%, no doubt.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna Google it. I'm just gonna assume it.
Submit that it's right.
The bear was described as queer-tempered and added zest to life.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know. Like, was the bear like doing tricks and stuff? Was it like a circus bear? I would imagine his bear just acted like a bear. Damn. What would it take for like me to own a pet bear?
I don't know.
How do you get a pet black bear?
Yeah, including in addition to famous bear incident, Roosevelt was known for having many pets during his presidency. His family kept a variety of animals, including a small bear named Jonathan Edwards, which then had a pet. He also had a pet in the White House. The love for animals further highlights Roosevelt's connection to bears and wildlife.
Yeah, I like that. I like a animal nature oriented fella for office. I can't think. When was the last time we had a president with like a
Bill Clinton's
exotic
cats
pet?
And
those are just
dogs
cats.
And whatever.
Like those are fine pets.
Bear in the White House,
right? What else? What's cool? What could possibly be cooler than a bear as like a presidential pet? An eagle? Like if you actually had a pet eagle that you just carried around with you everywhere you go, that would be pretty fucking cool.
Oh, but that would be a bad motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Teddy Roosevelt was a bad motherfucker.
Huh. He was neither a Democrat nor a Republican.
Teddy Roosevelt wasn't?
Nope.
Oh, he was part of the Whig Party, right?
Nope. He was Bull Moose Party.
Oh,
he was
right,
his own party.
Yeah, because he said nothing could keep a bull moose down when he was shot.
The Bull Moose Party. And he was right. It did eventually like keep him down. He did still die from that bullet, but he was still standing for a while after. That shit is badass. Oh, the Bull Moose Party, officially the Progressive Party, was a U.S. third party established in 1912. Oh, it says he lost the Republican nomination to William Howard Taft. So if not for him, like William Howard Taft becoming the nomination, he probably would have been a Republican then.
Yeah, but I think he's the only kind of like Trump. He's the only one that can. That's everybody's concern is that once Trump leaves, like say he just leaves in 3 years or whatever, that they won't have strong elements to support the Republican Party. Democrats already have that problem. They don't have any candidates that are quote unquote really Democrat worthy. I mean, like who would you want?
Honestly, a lot of the recent elections did feel like just the choosing the less like unworthy of the two. That's whenever like I hear people say that like why they voted for somebody, usually that's like their first answer is I didn't like Kamala Harris, so I voted for Trump. I didn't like Trump, so I voted for Kamala Harris. Trump, Biden, same thing. Hillary, Trump, same thing.
Sure.
It seems like most people's votes just boil down to they like they dislike one less than the other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you go into a voting booth, there's always the not. This is not Trump. This is not.
Yeah, and that's why like people should vote third party, and they don't for like whatever reason. But like if that's like the boiling point, like look at the third party options.
They're high as hell or batshit crazy. The one thing about the Libertarian Party is they're stoned all the time. Mike Johnson.
Oh yeah, I remember
Bill Johnson and Mike Wells and all them there.
I mean, what's bad?
What's
your,
like,
out of curiosity, what's your criticisms on like the Green Party?
Other than the same thing, they smoke too much fucking weed.
I mean, but
which I mean, if other presidents do coke and stuff, like, is that really such a bad deal? Like, that sounds like a mellow, chill president who's not going to get like too emotional.
That's more the last 20 years thing.
That's true, but that means we already are at that point where like presidents are doing those kinds of things. Anyway,
and I'm not saying Ronald Reagan wasn't sorting lines to stay awake. I'm just saying that we didn't know about it.
Yeah, but now we do know about it. So going forward, like that is something we can presume with like a lot of presidents is that they probably do that kind of stuff in their own time.
Well, no,
or like, maybe while like
he's not a murderer. Because even if you give the best criticisms you can, I mean the worst or the best criticisms you can to Kamala Harris, she was a pretty shitty person. She threw a lot of people in jail for no reason.
Yeah, I actually don't know too much about Kamala Harris, which is why I don't really speak on that much. That's the thing. Yeah. And that again, that's like that. Most of the people that voted for her, I feel like just voted for her because she wasn't Trump, and then
she was black and she failed her way to the top. Biden needed somebody to just a milquetoast person to be black in his campaign to make him more authentic to his party. That was it. Because like nobody would have picked.
I hear a lot the fail to the top thing. Like, what do you mean she failed to the top?
Well, she ran for president and she didn't get elected. She, you know what I'm saying? She kind of fell to the top. Like everything other than I think her DA races, she lost.
I don't see that as failing to the top. Like that's failing for presidential candidacy in particular. But like she got to the point of the nomination. What got her to the point of the nomination to be the presidential candidate for that
Biden
party?
Fell out.
Okay,
like
so
she was like, elected by a fucking. Delegate.
So she was like runner up for the options, but like is that failing to the top? Because I mean she had to have been the runner up for a reason, right?
Well, if she had won, it wouldn't be, but she lost. So
a lot of presidents lose, but I've never heard somebody say like a president failed to the top to become a candidate. I don't understand.
No, I said she failed to the top. I didn't say to become a candidate. I said she failed to the top. Like she was selected because the only thing she ever won was her DA races in California.
Okay.
Because she's extreme leftist. But she's not really an extreme leftist. She's just a politician, like they all are.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying.
I also just feel like just because she was vice president is why she was put on.
That no, that's exactly why. They're like, quick, we need a candidate fast. Boom, Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I don't.
Less than 4%.
I don't think it was due to her race or anything personally.
No, Biden picked her due to her race. Her failing to the top as a backup candidate was just we need somebody quick.
I mean, but like, who would have?
Go ahead.
Who would have been a good alternative to as a vice president then?
Throw a rock, hit somebody. Ooh, boom, that guy, that girl, whatever. Like,
wait, so
throw a rock and get a better shot at do what?
Wouldn't that's equally like failing to the top if you're just the guy who got hit by the rock.
But like she was a U.S. senator though.
That's the thing is she has like credentials in history. That's why I don't understand why like people say she failed to the top. Is she was runner up in that candidacy? Sure, she failed into that particular candidacy's position and opportunity because Biden like fell out of the race. But that doesn't mean like she failed all the way there. Like she failed at that point, and she failed the president. Like she failed for the candidacy, and then she failed for being elected president. But she didn't fail at any like point before that. So it's hard to call that failing to the top.
What do you mean she didn't fail at any point before that?
Well, I don't mean to make that claim, but like it wasn't all failures. Like she does have credentials in history that like fit her
it was
for that position.
It was both Obama and Joe Biden that endorsed Harris as his vice president.
Mm-hmm.
That is true, but I will be back, guys. I got to make a quick run over to the gas station. I need some cigarettes. So I'll be back in stream here in just a few minutes.
Well, I think the stream's probably about to cut off because it's 11 o'clock now. So that's typically when we go off. I mean, we could keep it open for longer.
Oh, you guys are good. You guys are good. If you guys are going to end it and whatnot, that's fine. I was just going to run to the gas station. It might take me a few minutes, but
before you go, do you happen to have a Discord? Because I can add you like the Discord group. You've been on a couple of times, so it feels proper now.
I get it. Yes, I do have a Discord. I just don't remember my name on it right now.
Okay, so we'll worry about that next time.
Normally I'm not always on that unless I'm doing some game streams.
That's fair, and we could do that because like at some point we plan on like diversifying these streams, so we could do like game streams and stuff like that. We were doing the farm.
I call being the de facto horror game streamer.
Right.
That's fair.
Well, I appreciate y'all. I will catch you here in a bit if you're still on when I get back. If not, see you next time.
All right. You have fun either way, my man.
All right, guys. Take care.
See ya.
All right. Here's her district attorney thing. This is in 2002. She ran a forceful campaign to free herself from Hallinan, the person that was a DA before her, attacking his performance. Harris won the election with 50% of the vote, becoming the first person of color elected to district attorney of San Francisco. She ran opposed for the second term. Within 6 months of taking office, Harris cleared 27 of 47 backlogged homicide cases. She also pushed for higher bail for criminal defendants involved in gun-related crimes, arguing that historically low bail encouraged outsiders to commit crimes in San Francisco.
Oh, is that something? This is like an aside that I prompted that question about Kamala. So I'm about to immediately switch subject. But should bail even be like a thing in the legal system at all?
It does keep down crime.
Well, does it?
Yes, it does.
At the bottom level.
Whether you think it's right or wrong, it does.
Out of curiosity, Cayden, what do you think bail is?
Is it not like the amount of money to be let out early if you're on good parole and stuff like that? Am I mistaken?
No.
What bail is essentially when you're put into jail. So there's two different. Jail and prison are fundamentally different. Jail is where you're put up until your trial. Prison is where you are put for punishment. Bail is basically the money you pay to get out of jail, but you show up later for your trial.
But it is still like you get to go out of jail for a while based on like if you have the money for that.
Yeah.
So
although
should that be
bail bond companies do exist where it's like you can have them pay to bail you out, then you return the money plus a bit of interest.
No, you don't return the money. You just pay the money and they take the money, which is about 10% of the bail.
Okay.
But as a yes/no question, do you think that should be a thing?
It's not a yes or no question. It's what do you want to achieve?
With what? With bail?
Do you want higher crime? I know there's people in New York that get out and committed 300 crimes before they even get their first day in trial. That's not a good thing.
I don't see why bail would have an effect on like because there's still like active and consistent crimes. Like, isn't the whole thing with like Trump sending the ICE to Chicago is the claim that there is extremely high and unprecedented crime rates there? Because that would point towards it didn't help like deter crime.
What do you mean it didn't help deter crime?
Well, like how do we determine that bail exclusively is like the factor that made crime go down?
Well, because the recidivism of how much they do it. All right, say you have a person.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and they have 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 300 other charges before they ever see their first day in court.
Okay.
You could have prevented all those charges by keeping them locked up.
Right. So the solution there seems like if you are being charged with those crimes.
Except for that, securing bail, what they did is they released them with no bail. No bail, no bail, no bail, no bail.
Okay, well, the question there is like, why were they being released if they were considered guilty of the charges?
They're not considered guilty of the charges. This is prior to the trial. Trial doesn't happen right away. Trial happens 3-6 months down the road. And in that kind of time, they will mass a max amount of crimes. You know what I'm saying?
I think what Cayden is saying is like, should they just keep them in jail as opposed to like letting them pay?
That's variable on the person because, all right, usually it's a family member that bails them out on average. So if the family member says they're good for it, you will be like I know Josh isn't gonna get any trouble, so your dad always bails me out. He does, because he knows I'm gonna go to court. He knows I'm not gonna cause any problems, so he always bails me out whenever I
don't see why the legal system should have faith in like the relative or the bailer that the person
because somebody has to
would
put up money for that bail, and your family's not going to do it if you're not trustworthy.
I feel like your family would do it even if you're not trustworthy, and even if they
really, I don't think my family would do it if I'm not trustworthy.
You don't think so?
Do what?
Everyone still bailed Ted out every time.
I mean, that's one, but I know my family wouldn't. Would you bail me out if you knew I was going to get back into trouble?
I wouldn't, but I'm extremely altruistic. Like, I'm a bad example for this.
Okay. But your dad is a good judge of character, and he knows that I'm going to show up for court. I'm going to do all the things I need to do, and he's going to have to pay that $10,000 bond.
He is a good judge of character. He is also like typically family first, so I feel like he would give you the benefit of the doubt, even if he did feel like you would be a repeat. So like, my point is like, and then this, because we can't just use our family as like a basis for this. Like, there's I have coworkers who absolutely would bail out like their family regardless. The reason I use our family as
an example is because you specifically said we shouldn't trust families to do that. And families are better judge of character than anybody. There's people in my family I wouldn't bail out. Not your fucking mind. Like, I'm not bailing him out.
But that's like for our family. Other families are not exactly the same.
Okay, I'm not saying that everybody is. Do what?
If my mom got arrested right now, her ass would sit there.
That's a good point. Jamie said if her mom got arrested right now, her ass would sit there.
Okay, yeah.
She's a good judge of character of her family.
Jamie is.
Do what?
Yeah, Jamie is. You are. Like, my dad is. But like, there are families that absolutely have and would continue to bail out their family members, even if they did think they would do it again. I don't see why like that would be trusted by the law.
If you have a bail posse, say one of the things is violating your bail. You violate your bail, you can't get another bail, which means your ass is in there.
And that's good, but I still question like whether the first bail should have been an option. If like in other cases without the money, you would have just been like charged with the crime and given like a certain amount of time in prison.
Yeah,
and
you'd spend like 6 months in jail while you waited for your trial.
And that's fair. That sucks, but at the same time, like, I don't think money should play a role in that. That should be more like I feel like you can have the bail system in some format.
So like, are you talking about like maybe trying to put up something like, I don't know, your house for bail?
Well, that still ultimately like boils down to monetary value. But
I would say most have done away with that.
Well, they have like
a very serious crime.
They have like behavioral psychologists. So instead, like the law could employ a behavioral psychologist, determine whether or not the person seems like they would be.
They seem to not be able to determine that though.
I mean, but they do. They already do like taking like flight risk into account.
So the next best option is trust the proposed criminal's family that they wouldn't lie to the system about.
Trust the person that's okay. If somebody has the money, like say, okay, I have the money to bail you out. I have 10 grand to throw down to bail you out. Just an example. All right, I'm not going to throw that 10 grand down for a waste. I'm just not going to waste 10 grand like that.
That's fair. Like, you know that's true. Like, that
and I'm certainly not going to do it more than once. Like, I can bail you out, you go do it again. I'm like, fuck you, you're on your own.
That's also because to us that bail cost would be like a shit ton of money. But then, like in other cases with other families, it wouldn't be.
It'd make more sense. It'd make more sense for them to adjust the bail depending on the monetary value of, like the amount of money the person and their family makes, which has been like suggested for also stuff like traffic fines and stuff like that.
The problem with the scalable system, and I'm not opposed to the scalable system. My problem with the scalable system is that the scale. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have far less money than my brother does, probably by about half. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He makes about $120,000 a year. I make about $60,000 a year, give or take. Big difference in that.
It is.
So if you set the scalable based on my income, and then I have my brother's money as backing, well, then he can get me out no problem.
Yeah, so it does undermine the scaling system.
Right, the scaling system. That's my problem with the system is that,
which that's like there's a couple caveats because I was also thinking like what they use as your income. You could have like a bunch of money saved up, and then if they scale it to your income, like it would be probably based on your current income. So like you could have more money than what your current income reflects, and then therefore it might not scale properly in that sense.
And I'm not saying that there shouldn't be systems in place for that. I just don't think that elimination bail money is really a good idea, especially when they're not like, to me, recommitting crimes is a threat to public safety, but that's when they don't define this as a threat to public safety. They don't.
Like, the bail makes that risk a possibility, doesn't it? Like if you're out of jail, and even if you break your bail and you can be like no longer provided bail in the future for it, you are still out and about, so you could just go and do like a million crimes back to back to back.
No, because if you break your bail, the bail bondsman comes and hunts you down.
They will, but like if you still have that opportunity, like while
your family can call them and be like, "Hey, such and such out of control. I want to revoke his bail."
Okay, they could.
Yeah, they can.
I don't see what that. Like, that also depends on like what the family chooses to do.
Sure. But if the family wants to spend $10,000 on bail, that's up to them. But you know what I'm saying? The point of the bail is that it pays for tracking you back down and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what the bail pays for. Like if you revoke, okay, say somebody violates their bail, not revokes it, which is taking it away from the bail bondsman. Bail bondsman taking it away. Say somebody violates the bail, they don't show up for court or whatever. Then that bail gets broken, that bond gets broken. The bond is used to track down the person. So say that $100,000 bond, and you pay $10,000.
Sorry.
Okay. You pay $10,000. Your family pays $10,000 on that. Well, they owe for the whole bond if you break that bond. They owe the whole $100,000. Now they're going to be going after your family for $100,000 because you decided to run.
Yeah, that would likely be collateral damage. Like it would cause affects for like not just the person who was like break the bail agreement, and would make things worse for their family.
Well, yeah, there's definitely incentive there.
But they also like tracked you down to begin with without that money, so I don't see why like the bond would be a necessary payment for or source.
They tracked you down. What do you mean they tracked you down?
Well, if you got arrested or if you were like on bond to begin with, you had to have been like tracked and then charged and then found at some point and taken in at some point to have been in jail with which to be bonded out of, right?
Right, but just because somebody gets caught the first time doesn't mean it's not going to be harder to catch them the second time, especially if they know somebody's looking for them.
That's true. It'll be harder the second time.
Do what?
That's true. But I mean,
you would try to make it harder if your goal was to stay away from them. But no, and I'm not saying it's a perfect system. I'm saying it's better than no bail, which seems to, in every state, be a mass flood of these guys commit 10, 20, 30 crimes before they go to jail now instead of just 1 or 2. So, like
the alternative would be like keep them in jail, and that would be like sucky, especially if it turned out you were innocent. So like, I see trying to find like a way around that. I feel like bail like kind of leads to the exact same issue. Like even if it makes it harder or discourages people from doing that crime on repeat while they're on bail.
Your great grandfather, he paid an $800 bail in 1806, 1810.
Okay.
Something. To get out of jail. All right, and then he fled the state. And they tracked him down in Georgia. And he's the last white man ever hung in that county. Your relative.
Okay, so they hung him?
Yeah, they hung him.
Okay.
Man, I always wondered how, like, they tracked people down back then.
Horseback.
$800 was a hell of a lot of money back then.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? That was like 10-year salary.
Well, it's just been like, not only that, but like,
maybe they got like the sniffing hounds. Sorry.
When slaves and stuff escaped, like, and like go past, like.
Well, slaves were a little different because they didn't have a lot of resources at their disposal. You know what I'm saying? No person was really going to keep a freed slave. Not that they wouldn't, but there was minimal places of refuge for a runaway slave. a runaway person could be kept, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like just a white person, like there's a very much distinction there. And even I'm recognizing that there's a very much distinction there between a runaway slave and runaway, just a person. Like you would get a lot less help as a black man than you would as a white man.
Yeah, but like, man, like if you go past county lines, it's.
Oh yeah, it's hard to track them down, but you know.
Yeah, especially with the resources back then, just like how do they fucking do it?
Yeah, but sometimes it takes years to track them down. Whereas now they get them like as soon as they get out of jail. Like they rounded up, what was it, like fucking 12 guys all in one day, like the first day they got out. I'm like, damn, they rounded all 12 of them.
Now there's like such a technological grid that like everybody's on that it's like basically impossible.
But that would have taken years for them to track down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it was 2 years. I think he was out before he got hung. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't even know what got him hung, just that he was hung. You know, maybe they got fucking fed up with him or, you know, shit like that. And he went to trial 3 times. I don't know. But the point is that, it was obviously infinitely more complicated. That's why they hire these teams of guys to go hunt them down all over the place, go to the cities and check places. But it took years sometimes to hunt those guys down. Sometimes they never got them. Whereas that's almost, you know, like there's very rarely do people get away forever. Even Whitey Bulger, he had a whole mob connections and shit like that. And he stayed, 20 years on the run? I think 20 years or something like that. From like 85 to 2005 or something like that. But, you know, and he had, you know, like the connections to do it. And he still only got away for 20 years. It's hard now.
Which is why it's like surprising to me now with like all our advanced like forensics and technologies that like some cold cases do still exist for like multiple decades.
Sure. Yeah, but a lot of those decades were decades where there wasn't as much technology. It's a lot
harder
to get away with murder nowadays than it was back then. Serial killers have shorter spans of killing before they, you know, whereas like, you know, they'd have them, you know, 20, 30, 40, 60 years and catch a guy eventually versus now we're maybe 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Before they onto a like there was a dude that was tracking people on the dark web and killing them or whatever. He was like a serial killer or whatever.
Yeah.
But even that, it took them a few years, but they got him eventually. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'd say definitely like serial killers kind of becoming a thing of the past. It's not as popular as it was in the 70s and 80s, and you know.
Yeah, it seems like shooting sprees are instead like the thing now.
Spree killers.
Or at least that's the thing I talked about a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. They were popular in Australia through the 90s. Spree killing was. Because they're like they didn't have any mass shootings. I'm like just because mass shootings weren't popular. They had a shit ton of spree killings because they were popular. I think popularity of that stuff matters. All right, Ryan, would you rather murder everybody like a serial killer, or would you rather speed kill?
Like okay. Sniper? This is one of those like lose hypotheticals. Like which button would you press?
Depends. Can I use Mario's speedrunning tactics?
Backwards long jump.
Can you do Mario in under 5 minutes?
Well, in this scenario, could I?
I don't know. You might kill somebody and boom, you busted right away. But if you had to choose,
but like it's different if I like kill somebody, get busted right away, and like not be able to do anything, and kill somebody, get busted right away, and like backwards long jump out of the police's gas.
The difference is just like pure
He's hopping backwards. But yeah, there's definitely a thing there where you're like, you know, where Cayden better start drinking.
Why? Oh no.
Our subscribers are up to 39. I mean, it's not a lot.
Whoa, that's so surprising. That's a big boost for one day.
It's 19 for the day, so you better start seriously drinking.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to pick up some like vodka tomorrow.
19 shots of liquor. That's what we want.
Good, but Jesus, I don't know.
Is there an agreement here I'm not privy to?
Oh yeah,
you missed earlier. The girls were all agreeing that we should take a shot for every subscriber we got. I'm like, nah. Sometimes they come in bulks. And just as not just as time, about 45 minutes later, I'm like, he's up by 7 because we were up to 7 subscribers. Now we're up to 19.
So
we should get a night that we do that, and I'd be down.
Well, I'm gonna get some like ciders or something. I'm not doing that with vodka.
I'll do it with sake. That's my we can each choose our poison.
You can be sake like a motherfucker. You know, suck your ass out.
Yeah,
I know it's not a lot, but
I'm a pretty regular sake drinker.
There's an exponential growth to this stuff. Like after we get 100 subscribers, which will probably be in a week or so. Then from there we'll average 10 to 20 subscribers, every couple of days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then from there we'll average 100 subscribers, after about 1,000.
That means the drinking would be like exponentially multiplicative as well. And that's
no, it'd just be like one day early on.
Okay, just like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we could do something different like each time. Like next time it's like, okay, we buy one rubber ducky and we like put it on display like behind us for every subscriber or something. Something less like health detrimental than 100 shots of vodka.
No, it's just 19. That's all you got to do is shoot 19 shots of vodka.
Yeah, we're talking about for today.
I mean, sure, at 15 your liver will shut down. But...
Yes. But maybe the 16th shot will revive it. It gives it like liquid courage straight to the liver, which it needs.
Maybe we shouldn't do that. How about that, Cayden? Maybe we shouldn't do that.
I still think it's a great idea.
I like the idea of a drunk debate discussion, like going through.
Oh yeah, I'm down for drunken debate. We can do drunk debate.
But yeah, I think you're right that doing it like per subscriber is there's no shaping that out in a way that's wise. Oh, well, we could do the drinking game instead.
What drinking game?
There's ones where the ones I've seen.
Every time he says huge.
Exactly. Like if somebody says a word, or somebody does something in like the conversation, like
Trump says huge like 20 fucking times during the debate. It's probably a bad idea.
Who says huge?
Trump. huge.
Oh yeah.
That's his like his.
Oh, wait, so we just pull up like.
You're telling me y'all don't drink anyways.
Drink bingo.
You're telling me y'all don't drink anyways every time.
We do, just not on stream. There's a difference. I try to stay sober for this stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, next time we could try not staying sober, see how that goes. But yeah, we can find like alternatives to the subscriber thing. I think it'll still be fun, but with that, that's just.
And I recounted it's 18, not 19 shots, so it's only 18 shots.
Okay, there we go. Well, somebody unsubscribed in the meantime. They're like, oh, they're not doing it. Fuck that, then I'm out.
It was 21 is when we started, and it's 39.
That's right. So. Yeah, so it's 18.
It's 18 shots. My bad.
You're good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here because we're already a little over 11.
Yeah, I remember when you were like, "If Ryan comes, I'm getting the hell out of here." I remember you saying that. Like,
I did say that. Guy. Well, I was hoping you wouldn't say that while he was on here. So now I kind of have to like find another. My excuse won't work anymore if he knows that's the case.
I think you're just being toxic towards me, Cayden.
Come on, Ryan. You know I have like anxiety exclusive to when you're around.
Yeah, but that's
I'm bothered by your presence is kind of what I just said.
I almost said something, but like if I had said it, it would have been so fucking cringeworthy that I would have died of cringe on the spot.
Embrace the cringe. Die of cringe on the spot.
I was gonna say it's the alpha energy.
Oh yeah. You need too much alpha energy, and my beta energy to like get like a negative reaction. Yeah,
but it's not like alpha wolf energy. It's like actual alpha radiation energy that is actively making you sick in your beta rays.
Which I think is beta radiation the one that doesn't like really affect people. Typical ionizing radiation. I should know this because this stuff did come up when I was doing like foundation work, and it's once you got past the training, like I did not retain that shit at all, which occurs when unstable transforms. Effect on humans.
Goddamn.
Anyways, y'all have a good night.
You too,
okay.
Watchers.
Yep. And to all the subscribers who apparently tuned in hoping we would get drunk. Maybe next time. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah. Watch, they'll take them all away since you didn't get drunk.
Okay.
Like, how the fuck? Yeah,
I'll maintain the promise until otherwise decided against. You know, leave them hanging. Little cliffhanger move. Maybe we'll get drunk tomorrow.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do for streaming once you get to TFF? Are we gonna stream in TFF?
That'd be cool.
Like what's together.
Texas Fur Fest.
Yeah, that's the FurCon.
Are you gonna live stream that? That would be cool.
I think it would be cool.
Live streaming on here.
I'm down for that. We'd have to be careful though with like depending on like what sections we pass by, because I do know that there are NSFW sections and that can't be streamed.
Yeah, but it's also at all ages
anyway.
It's also at all ages convention, so those NSFW areas
you'd have to go out of your way to get there, so it's not like it would accidentally show up in like the background or nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. Which I'm gonna go ahead and get my ticket tonight before I go to bed. Johnny is not on board. He was like very on board with the idea in the past. I don't know why that changed.
Okay, that means we could use the hotel together.
Okay, and that would save me some money and some like travel. I'm gonna bring. I don't know where I was gonna go with this. I was gonna say something about a stuffed animal, but I was like, yeah, it wasn't. Whatever. All right, I think it's a good time to end it.
All right.
Love
you.
Love you, Judge.
Not Ryan.
Thank you. Oh, what? What's wrong with Ryan?
Oh, wait, I thought you were telling me to stay.
A week.
Oh no.
All right, but you guys have a good night. Bleep and don't forget.
Loop.
Do what?
We did it. It's catching on, Josh.
What day are y'all doing the? Are y'all gonna be out there?
Oh, that's
not till the end of May.
Yeah,
okay, we got plenty of time then.
Like May. Oh, is it May or March? I thought it was March.
It is March. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said May.
I
get them too. I get them too confused.
In February, so.
Yeah, it's not happening. We got a little while. It's like the 27th to the 29th or 26th.
Just remind me a week in advance.
Yeah.
So that I won't expect you there, and two, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, be sitting there. What the fuck
we might still hop on.
I mean, I could do the freaking stream in my angel fursuit. Hell, I might actually get my second fursuit before then, but I'm not counting on that.
But then you gotta go on camera if you're gonna do that.
Well,
we'll
bring a camera. We'll record stuff. Well, we can do the live stream like at 7. I still feel
like if me and Cayden are going to be streaming in the facility, we're most likely going to be doing it together.
Yeah.
You gonna be dressed up?
Or we can also like record separately if like we go to like different.
Wow, he wants to separate himself from you.
I'm just saying it's possible, but like if that were the case, like we would both also be able to just separately record like on our phone.
Dude,
there's nothing stopping us.
From him, Ryan, I would just be like, no, you're wearing a fucking tail. Get the fuck over it. My daughter's got some tails.
Listen. I appreciate the sentiment, Josh. I appreciate the sentiment, Josh. My tail's too expensive for that.
Oh well, my daughter's got some tails. He can have.
What? And she's willing to just like give them away like spares. I don't
know.
There's gonna be like a million at the convention. Like I don't feel like if I want to wear a tail, I don't think there'd be like a shortage.
You don't know. There could be a shortage. Maybe everybody's fucking jockeying for tails.
Oh no, I'm sure.
That's potentially true.
I'm sure they'll be selling like whole fursuits at the con.
Yeah. So
100%.
You should be Tony the Tiger.
Oh. Yeah, Tito would love that. I'm sure.
I mean, considering I don't know, I wouldn't do that considering what happened to Tony the Tiger's Twitter account after furries got a hold of it.
Oh, that's right, he died. I forgot about that. Yeah, never forget. Rest in peace.
I always like that fucking. I always like for that fucking line where it's like Tony the Tiger's like blocked. None of you are free of sin.
He says that. Oh wait, I gotta look that up. That's. Oh no. Okay, I know what you're talking about. That's right. You did send that before. That's
all right. I want to thank everybody for coming. Tell these jackasses to shut up. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate it and listening to us. And we're gonna keep going at it. So I will see you guys again tomorrow. Cayden will be there tomorrow on time this time.
I will. Provided my work I'll be on time. I'll be back before 8, I'm sure. If not, I'll message if I'm
my point is that you're like, I'm gonna be there at 7:30 and then you're there at 7:40. That's my point. It's not when you come in, it's when you say you're gonna come in versus
I didn't finish my food in time. My bad. I had to eat. I didn't want to come in like starving. Okay. Or just fast and not eat.
Just like eat on camera. You were eating a sandwich earlier anyway.
Me? Yeah. Today?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Or it was today,
on stream? Oh, okay. Yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday, yeah.
Sandwich.
Yeah, he was eating a sandwich. Don't you remember?
I think I was eating pizza yesterday. Wait, no. I don't know. I don't remember.
You was eating something.
Yeah,
okay.
I've eaten on
stream. I saw your little jaws are going. Okay.
Yeah, I've eaten like apples and like I can eat some pretzels on stream right now, just to prove you right.
Oh, whoa.
Make sure to put the. So we want to get the ASMR crowd. So make sure to put that mic as close as possible.
Crunch really loud.
I can't. Like chewing noises bother me. I'm not gonna sit here and like try to. You guys can do a mukbang. Yeah, like that's gonna bother some people's ears. And I guess some people would like be satisfied by it. So I guess caveats.
Furry mukbang hallway pizza at TFF.
All right.
There we go. One crunch came through. It looked like.
No, I hear you crunching like a bitch.
Oh god! If any of our viewers heard that, they just
sound like fucking.
Carnivores crunch louder than herbivores.
Gravel and fucking. There it is.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's what it was from. Fucking, How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. What are you eating? Gravel and nails?
Oh hell yeah!
Hey, listen, my doctor said I needed to start putting more iron in my diet. So.
Wait a minute.
I don't quite think that's what they meant, Ryan.
Yeah, what kind of nails are they? They could be titanium nails. There's no iron.
Rusty.
Rusty nails. That's iron. Rust is iron.
Yeah, I like my. I like my nails with a side of tetanus.
Copper can rust too.
No, it turns.
You could have copper nails.
It doesn't technically rust. It turns.
It oxidizes, right?
Copper rust looks awesome.
It does. It's all green and stuff. It looks like mossy metal.
I don't think it can actually rust because I think rust, the defining quality of rust is the iron.
I think you're right.
So
I do think you're right. I think that
it can't be iron oxide. There's no iron in it.
All right. Well, I'm
copper oxide.
That's probably what it's called, actually, copper oxide, because they have like zinc oxide and stuff too.
Yeah. All right. Had a good time with you guys as always.
It was fun. It was awesome.
See you guys tomorrow.
We'll get into the more in-depth debates tomorrow at 8.
No, we don't. We get into shallow-ass debates, except for one moment where we're going to in-depth.
Okay, if you want to go for I mean, I was gonna go in like optimistic.
Oh, I thought that's what you always go for, shallow.
No.
No, you're mistaking him for me.
Hey, you had some listen that you're like Pokemon versus Digimon. That's important.
Vital to the lore.
This is important shit we're talking about.